Girl. Guest. There we go. Hey, Becca.
Hey.
All right. 1 second, guys.
Did your friend come in, Ivana?
We sent it to her. Pause. All right. All right. Tap the screen, guys. We've got a lot to cover tonight. We just want to make sure we're keeping the live safe. We're tapping the screen and we're sharing this out. This is definitely going to be one you're going to want to listen to for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you both in a box?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I see you guys?
I don't know. Is your device wigging out?
I think so.
I think so too, because I
That's
can.
really odd.
Yeah, Ivana's right underneath me.
I can hear you guys.
Eh,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Very weird.
It is weird,
All
isn't
right,
it?
let's see. Yeah.
Maybe if you change
Let's
your maybe if you
boxes.
change your setup real quick and then change
Oh,
it
there you
back.
are.
Oh, there
We're
we go.
good.
Okay.
I'm like, it said I still didn't even accept you, Becca. So weird. But you were
That is
talking.
weird. That is weird.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I know we're going to say this multiple times. We're going to go over this numerous times. So let's share this out. Let's see here. My end is a little different. Share, repost. And I did make this background because, like, what, attention, well, it's supposed to say got cut off. Attention calling all true crime creators. What length would you go to get clout for your content? Is what it should have said. I was doing it fast.
That's all right.
To be honest, what length would you go? Would you wish, unaliving somebody or somebody unaliving themselves? Would you go as far as lying, manipulating, or would you do it the right way? So there's a lot to go over. Make sure you're sending this out, sharing it. Get these people on here. So yeah, I know this is nerve-wracking for sure. And hey, Ina, let me change the screen. Effects. So I kind of want to start off with who we're going to discuss. Anybody, please, we welcome all comments in the chat. Please be respectful. Not tonight, nice, but it's nice seeing you. I want to be respectful. We're not going on other people's panels and bad mouthing anybody. But what we are going to do is we're going to bring awareness, we're going to bring the truth, and we're going to figure out where we go from here. Because if you all remember the Rizzo story on here, and what happened to her on her live, this could have been something similar to that, and it's not okay. It's definitely not okay. So, yeah. So we've got Becca above Ivana,
Ivana.
and Ivana's on the bottom. Ivana, would you want to go through, Becca, one of the two, go through how you met Shita? Shita? Is that how you say her name?
Sheda.
Sheda. Okay. So how did
Um,
you guys meet her?
So initially, when we started doing the true crime stuff, was very interesting to us. We knew we were pulled in by some of the bigger cases, and we used to be on this wonderful lady's panel. Her name is Purple. She does really good investigation. She's very factual. Well, she went on vacation, and upon scrolling, we did come across Sheta's live, and we started going into her panel, and me and Ivana got pretty close to Sheta. In the way that we had each other's personal numbers, we talked to each other on a daily basis. We were all kind of helping each other out. You know, if somebody had something, we'd send it in a group or we'd send it one-on-one, things like that. And I feel like we were pretty loyal as followers and as friends with Sheta. And I do know that there's been some issues lately where a group of us are trying to hash out things with we're trying to hash out things with other creators that we maybe don't see eye to eye with. So there's not, so we're not turning true crime into, we don't want to turn it into drama about, this creator's wrong, this creator's wrong, so on and so forth. We just want to be able to
Right.
talk about a little bit of everything, talk with people who have different views, things like that. And it seems
And
to
if
have turned
there's
into an
difference,
issue to the extent where we're here tonight because we chose to have some people on our panel that Sheva, I don't think, agreed with.
is
Um,
Val Flaco? Is Val
Val Val is
is Flake
True Crime's friend that she really wanted in here.
right? But is her name Flaco? It
Oh
looks like
no,
it.
it says
Okay.
Val. It just says
Okay,
Val.
because they haven't. You got to request a box, Val.
Okay, so it's not that I want to talk crap on anyone. That's not my goal tonight. My goal, I guess, is more concerning. Is we had a disagreement with somebody we believed was a friend. And in having that disagreement, it has now turned into very inappropriate messages. My friend above me, her number has been given out, and she has been getting prank calls. She has been getting text messages, things like along that from a bunch of different numbers. And essentially, what they're doing is telling her to unalive herself with a lot of other vulgar things. Our concern is we did a reverse number search and found out that one of the numbers messaging is actually somebody that is currently on Sheta's panel at this moment or was just on Sheta's panel. And she seems to be pretty close to her. So the number texting her that stuff is a pretty close friend of Sheta's. And the text even continued to keep coming after we had a three-way call with Sheta earlier where I witnessed her telling Ivana that everything was cool, that she forgave her, but it was going to take time to
Becca,
rebuild
Becca,
trust.
Becca,
Yeah,
can I pause you for just a second? Hey guys, make
absolutely.
sure you're keeping this live safe. There's a lot to cover here. We're growing the room. We're going to go over this numerous times so that way everybody gets a good picture. But please be tapping the screen, sharing the live out to your fellow friends. This is important. This isn't just true crime community. This is every community, and you're going to see why because this individual that I had on the screen is trying to tear everybody's different community apart by making everybody fight, causing chaos, okay, in our communities. So please share the live, tap the screen. Let's get these numbers up so we can get the word out. Go ahead, Becca.
Okay, so anyways, I guess I was kind of in the middle on it and I didn't think much of it until I also was getting messages and phone calls this morning anywhere between 4:30 and 6 a.m. this morning. I got a bunch from random numbers too. Some of those numbers were looked up as well, and they all seem to be people that are consistently on Sheta's panel that are messaging her. And I don't think it's a coincidence that there was a misunderstanding or an issue between Ivana and Sheta And then all of a sudden, within less than 6 hours, Ivana's getting messages and threatening phone calls. And Sheda herself, I guess, had mentioned to Ivana that she was going to release pictures of her that would make her look bad and would,
So
damage
you,
her marriage essentially.
okay, right. So she's so inappropriate photos because, and I'm going to piggyback off of what she's saying because I was brought in by Becca and Ivana late last night to get my opinion to see if I had any information, and I had nothing because I had just met all of these girls over the past 5 days. Um, and I was really reluctant just because of what I went through just recently. But these two girls were very sweet and kind, and I sat and listened. Okay. And they, I questioned this lady on the screen. I always say her name wrong. And I questioned her because she was having beef with Nay. If anybody knows Nay, she had huge beef with Nay. And there was a huge fight going on that seemed huge to her, but it wasn't really that big. But she was literally making fake accounts, sending fake messages to Nay, and talking about her kids, doxing her children. It was becoming crazy. We don't bring children into this. Period. The end. At all. Okay, so moving on from that. So they had a phone call 2 nights ago, and it ended up wee hours in the morning where they called it a truce. We all went to bed, and then we woke up in the afternoon, and say her name one more time.
I don't want to interrupt,
Shada.
but people are
Shartha.
saying they're having a hard time with the comments the way we have to lay
Okay.
out. Is there a different picture we could put up
Yep.
that can maybe make it easier to read?
I don't have a different picture of her, but I can work on that.
Okay. Just
So,
something so people can read is
yep,
all.
that's fine. So basically, we all went to bed in the morning. Everybody, there was a truce. Everything was good. Nate agreed to take some videos down in regards to the Mackenzie Sharilla case. Okay. That's what all of this boils down to is the Mackenzie Sharilla case. A little bit of infatuation with the case is really my thoughts on it, in my opinion. However, when we woke up in the afternoon hours, um, Sharith, was it Sharitha? I can't even say her name, was
Shada.
on Sheva. I'm going to say it right. Sheva was on live and ranting and raving and having a meltdown over Nay. So I seen it. I jumped on and I asked, hey, can I ask you, what happened between this morning and now? Because everything was good. And she basically said, F that. I'm done with her. She's garbage. Kind of the same philosophy all over again where we were the night before. So I was asking questions, and she obviously didn't like it because maybe it made her feel uncomfortable. I kind of felt that energy from her, so I kind of laid off. Well, when these two girls reached out to me privately that evening, they shared that with me, and instantly I was like, "Whoa, I felt that too." She even left the live right after that, didn't she? She was like complete silence, which is not like her. So, anyways, we were talking and they get to telling me stuff. So let's go into what do you want to go into the messages um, about the? Tell me what you want to go into because there's too many. What do you want? Are
I
you there,
mean,
Becca?
so with
Let's
all
see here.
being said and done, I guess you could,
So here's the one
yeah.
message right
So
here.
there's the one message, and I did do a trace on the number, and it does come back to somebody who is on every single one of the other creators' panels and is helping kind of say things about these other creators. So at the end of the day, uh, it's pretty easy to see why the messages started and that they stemmed from the situation with Sheva.
So
At the end of the day, what's that?
what's Jen's handle name so people can
Uh,
understand because
right
they're not going
now,
to know.
right now, her handle name is Scratch and Sniff Nicole.
which
And
is she's making
that's aimed
fun
at True
of.
Crime Nicole. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she made that name aimed at True Crime Nicole, which obviously this isn't me like agreeing or bashing or anything like that. That's just me pointing out why she made her name the way she did. Their text now numbers. We're
Yeah,
not
they're
doxing anyone. Their text now
no, they're
numbers that
public.
people are signing up for. It's not anything like that. It's people that are texting very inappropriate things.
Yeah, so that's the thing. They're text now, but they're linked. Okay, so when you do a reverse phone number lookup, they're linked to these individuals, and that's how they're able to be found. So let's go into now. We're going to go into these messages. So, um, Ivana, can you give us a little backstory on how it blew up this morning? So we were on the phone together. You created a chat. Can you explain that?
The what part? The chat part?
E- yeah, how she got involved. And just to answer in the chat, it's public record. Their name is public record. So doxing somebody is something that you can't get like a
So,
social security number.
wait, do you want me to mention the whole thing about last night and everything?
I want you to mention what you feel comfortable with mentioning. Like you created
So,
a group chat.
last, so Becca and I, um, Becca and I, the other day, were talking and I told, well, not Becca, it's mostly me because I did tell Becca that I didn't
No,
like
I
how,
definitely had conversations with how I didn't like how Shetha kept coming in and lot or yelling at people that we had already hashed things out with.
yeah, yeah.
And we were discussing
And
that, and we said it kind of was making her look like the people we were upset with. And for example, not bashing, this is just history. True Crime Nicole is one that we had a problem with the way she treated her panel and guests and things like that.
and
And then
some
and
and
me and Ivana both said that the way Shetha was starting to do things by yelling at everybody and going into everyone's lives and being like, "Why is so and so in here?" and all of that. At that point, me and Ivana agreed that she was kind of starting to act like True Crime Nicole, which we tried to shut down for acting inappropriately like that. You know what I mean? So we kind of were like, okay, now you're being really hypocritical. You know what I mean?
Right. So how did how did I get involved in this chat after the live last night? Because I want to explain how I'm involved because um, I know I'm being dragged through the mud by her too, just because she wants to come up with whatever she wants to come up with. I don't even know what she has. So
Where'd you go?
can you hear me?
We couldn't
oh
for a
there, yeah,
second.
sorry. Um, that you said that. How did we bring you into this?
So we brought her in. We brought Allie in last night. And the reason for that was because we wanted to ask if they were all kind of having the same feeling that me and Ivana were, that we're fighting a battle by somebody who's doing the same thing we're trying to fight. And we kind of wanted insight from a couple other creators who had kind of seen her hop in and kind of holler at people after we'd kind of squashed issues, things like that. Um, and we did end up in this process, kind of maybe trying to see if maybe we've been fibbed to a little bit. So we kind of knew whose table we were sitting at. And
Which makes
we just,
sense.
yeah, we decided that, she has us looking up all these other people because they're being shady. Why can't we look up her real quick and see if maybe we're being fibbed too?
Well, since you
And
said that,
Yeah.
I want to say this. Since they just brought that up, that she's having the people that the 8 to 10 people that sit with her in her lives do all of the legwork. okay, going into individuals' lives that she doesn't agree with, okay, that she doesn't agree with their content or agree with how they run their lives or agree with what they're saying, and cause pandemonium. So, with that being said, I was informed late last night, that she is masterminding and asking individuals to create fake profiles, create fake group chats in Discord to make it look like it's, let's use True Crime Nicole as for instance, because her name popped up, to make it look like it was going to be True Crime Nicole's Discord, and Nay and her were having a disagreement in it, so that she could use that to cause issues in True Crime Nicole's live, to make her not talk about Mackenzie Shirilla. Is that what you guys were telling me last night?
So essentially, it wasn't that she was trying to do that. So what she did, we were all live one night and we were watching True Crime Nicole's. A lot of us from the outside were watching True Crime Nicole's live, and she was saying some pretty shady stuff and going off about F the Russos and all this stuff, like just being pretty inappropriate and vulgar. And I guess that's when Shada decided that she was going to go in on a backup account and tell her to look at her messages. And she proceeded to message True Crime Nicole saying, a I know about a Discord chat about you and your husband. And I've seen all the messages and they're planning how to take you down and all this other stuff. And every time Nicole said, hey, I don't know who you are. You don't have like an account with a lot of people on it. I don't know if I trust this. So on and so forth. She was like, you just have to trust me. There's a Discord about you. And it started a huge thing. Like Nicole went from 0 to 100 real fast, which I kind of get it, because you just put out false information to get her worked up on purpose. Is kind of what I'm saying here, is that it was that kind of situation. And I'll tell you right now, when that happened, I didn't feel right when it happened, let alone did I feel right about it when I seen other things were happening that weren't right either.
Right. That's not
And we did
normal.
try,
That is
we did
not
have
normal behavior.
I do want to make it clear, we had a phone call. Me and Ivana had a 2-way or a 3-way phone call with her this morning where she said everything was fine, that she was just going to take some time to be able to trust Ivana because we looked her up without telling her we were going to look her up, which we admit to doing that, okay? We looked her up. We tried to find her and find out if we were being fibbed to about some things too. That's essentially what we did.
And it's not because you looked her up because
We weren't being
she just,
vindictive. We were just concerned.
this is like another Greg issue. If you remember the Greg issue, like this person doesn't show her face. It's all AI'd. She says she lives in a mansion with 10 houses. She has a waterfall on her property. I mean, it's a possibility, right? Anybody could have these things. Maybe dolphins. I don't know. Somebody was joking around about that. But it just seems so far fetched. It seemed like, she said that she was a law student. This is what she said to me, a week and a half ago, or yeah, probably a week ago. She was a law student and she is trying, going to become an attorney, and that she works at a courthouse. She has connections with the FBI, and she was trying to get information from me that I had on the Russo case. Um, I've communicated on and off with some of the family members on certain things, but nothing serious. So when she was presented to me, basically in a group message on here, on a private message, she was brought in by, I don't know if you guys remember, a Blondie. She's changed her name since then to Vixen, which was just in the past 24 hours, roughly. She changed her name, and asking me if I knew any information and could provide that lady's information about who True Crime Nicole took $6,000 or $7,000. If you're following me, you'll understand. So I didn't feel comfortable giving anybody any information, because I don't know who these people are. So I reached out to the family and they said, yeah, they've been reaching out to us. She allegedly has ties with the courthouse and with the FBI. And if she does, that's great. I still had my red flags up, but I did give her a couple things, a couple of different information, and that was it. I went into her lives like twice, and then all of this has happened. I don't know her personally, but the way she treats people, she also tried to tell me through message today that she has inappropriate pictures of myself, and that she would use them to her advantage. I don't have any pictures like that out there. Number one. Number two, I don't even know this woman. I don't know how she would even have anything like that. The worst she can have is my past record, and it's public record. Go ahead.
Well, and one thing I want
Sh-
to point out that she fibbed about too, since we're talking about fibbing, like right out there, like her fibbing about your pictures, is the fact that she said, and it wasn't that long ago, it was shortly after the Russos did their benefit and they were on Big Sister's podcast. She told everyone in her live that she was at that benefit physically. And she wasn't, because she was talking to me and Ivana all day and on and off lives all day.
it
So
seems so weird to me. Why lie? Why
we were
lie?
questioning some things because things seemed off. You know what I mean? Like something didn't feel right. And
And
that's
you guys thought
essentially
that,
what she's doing by saying she has pictures of you, I feel like.
Well,
right?
you
Which I
can
called
get
her
her
bluff.
and yeah, you should keep that message
Oh,
because
I
she can
got it
get in
all.
a
We're gonna get.
lot of trouble for doing that.
Yep, and
For
we're going to get into those messages as well. These were going on all morning. Okay, I'm going to address this Cupcake before I let you go. You guys were on 2 lives today, starting at like 7 this morning and then
talking
tonight.
about Ivana
Yeah.
without even talking to us first.
And you
You
guys are
didn't even talk to us.
allowing and sending unaliving, threatening text messages and calling and spamming. This is ridiculous. Grow up.
Yeah. That's all we're saying. And we're not even being mean in here. Like, we're being calm
No.
about it. We're just saying what we've witnessed and how we ended up here today. And the only reason we ended up here today is because it's gone a little too far when you're messaging someone from multiple different numbers, text now numbers, what have you, and you're calling them blocked and literally just saying unalive yourself and then hanging up. And then you're messaging them to unalive themselves, calling them fat, telling them their
Just
husband doesn't love them.
we'll go back here. So, not to, I want to keep this going, guys. So these messages that you're seeing right now are the messages to Ivana.
From
So,
from
go
from
on.
Sheva.
Yeah, from Shada.
And I do want to say multiple times today there was a phone call and there was text messages where she said that she was forgiving Ivana, but it was going to take time to earn trust back. But when you have your friends messaging her from multiple different numbers to unalive herself, and you can't say that's not where it's coming from because only me and Shada had Ivana's phone number until last night.
Yeah, if I was you guys, I would collect everybody that's getting these messages. I would collect them all and I would take it to the police station because she
I
shouldn't be
did
doing
tell
that.
Ivana she should be making a police report to at least have a paper trail. I don't
Yeah,
think
because if
anybody can
something
physically do anything, but to sit there and blow someone's phone up from multiple numbers, like she can't even block it when you're calling from a blocked number.
well, and people
Like,
like
Right.
this, she might go around and try to convince some desperate person to actually physically do something. So as long as you got a paper trail, like if
Right.
something happens, then they can bring her into the investigation because I know I've had to deal with stuff like that too, and
Well,
People
see,
like that, they will try to recruit desperate people. She'll talk to some homeless person, and try to get them to.
And I do want to say before we go any further that these conversations, why she's bringing up the unalive, like why this is happening, is because they all had a private unalive conversation in the past, within the past 30 days, and these two have opened up to her and other people on her panel, which is the select few, and stated things, like, she was going through postpartum 5 years ago when she was pregnant with her daughter, and had some severe depression, and had thoughts of this, okay, during that time. And she was opening up when she shouldn't have. She knows that now. I mean, we've talked about it, because you can't trust everybody. Okay, trust is earned, it's not given. So, but she's using these things because she knows it's something that's bothered her, that she feels guilty for having these thoughts at one point in time. And a lot of us are moms here, and I too went through postpartum depression, and it is awful. It is
mhm.
awful. I can't tell you how hard it was, and I was a teen mom. So, and I know this is really hard for you, Ivana. I really do. But I want to get the awareness out, and I want to make this stop. Like, we need to hold each other accountable for our actions and our words.
Well, and we would have gone directly to this with. Actually, we did. We had
We
conversations with
did.
her today where she said it was squashed, that she forgave her. But then she continued to go on lives and talk about it and tell everyone not to follow Ivana, that she can't be trusted. Like, she went to work real quick to paint Ivana as a bad person. And it was all because, I mean, the only reason she found out we even did a background check is Ivana messed up. It was late at night, and she was going to show us something that she found on the background check and send it in a group chat. And instead of adding me, she accidentally added Sheva.
Nothing.
It wasn't, it was a Facebook page. We found an old
It
Facebook
wasn't
page.
nothing.
But
Literally, she
Yeah.
she
She's overreacting.
is freaking out because we tried to find out if we were being fibbed to. And to me, I mean, I feel like this is common sense. When somebody overreacts to something like you looking up their history, then why are you so scared about what I'm going to find?
Right.
Because
Exactly.
I
And
can
she's been
tell everyone
freaking out
right
about it.
now, like, if you look me up, you're not going to find anything. So look me up. I don't care. Like, that's my mentality, because I don't have anything to hide. I am who I say I am. And if you look me up, you'll find that out. Because at the end of the day, we really did think she was a friend, and we had some concerns by the way she was acting and some of the things she asked us to do, including when, you know, she asked me, it was only a couple days ago, somebody was arguing with her and she was bringing up how beautiful she is and that she has a 10-bedroom house and that she's not hurting and she's not hungry for nothing. And she stopped dead in her tracks and she goes, Becca, isn't that right? Can you please tell everybody you've seen all these things? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I agreed to that, and that was wrong of me, but I have never seen her house. I have never seen her personally. Even when we're on private video, she has never put herself up on video, even when it's just like me and Ivana and her. So no, I have never seen her. I have never seen her house. I don't know if this is true. And she had me tell everybody I did right there on the live. Like, put me on the spot. Like, tell everybody, Becca. Isn't that right? You know, right? Is kind of essentially how she did it. And I was,
She's very forceful. Like, makes you feel like you have to do whatever. That's what I'm gathering. She has not
okay.
done that to me.
Yeah.
Is that
And I'm
how
not
is that
saying,
how you're feeling? Like,
yeah. And I kind of, in essence, feel like almost because, and I'm not trying to compare her, but all I can think of is True Crime Nicole. The way she started yelling at people and going in and worrying about who was in whose live and who was hanging along with somebody, you know, things like that. And so me and Ivana had some concerns, and we knew if we brought it to her, we weren't going to get the truth. Just like today, she told us it was squashed, but then Ivana almost less than an hour after we got off the phone with Sheva got that message where, you know, she was calling her fat and telling her to unalive herself. And that's from Jen, who is Scratch and Sniff Nicole on her panel. That came from her. So I just, at the end of the day, I have a hard time believing that Sheda didn't give Ivana's number to that girl, because Ivana did not give it to her, to the Scratch and Sniff Nicole. And the fact that she violently says what she says, go kill, unalive yourself, and all this other stuff. It was very vicious for something. All we did was look somebody up, and if you have nothing to hide, why are you this mad? Is all I'm saying. Like, what is making you so mad about it?
Right. Exactly. I mean, what do you have to hide? And if we had the wrong person, if the wrong person was sent, and it should have been a laugh off, right? Like, she'd have been like, oh, you got the wrong person. But that wasn't the case. It's bad. So these are her messages to Ivana this morning. I mean, she went off for 4 hours, and I was the only one because she kept blowing up my phone for about 2.5 hours. It was insanity.
Do you have
And we'll get to.
Do you have the screenshots
Okay.
of where she called me this morning back to back to back while I was sleeping? It was 4:30 in the morning. It's not, Flacca, it's not that we're trying to solve. We don't think we can change anything or anyone's behaviors. We just think that if she's going to be up on her live and talking about Ivana and saying false narrative, that it's only right that people know what she's really doing and they can be aware whether they want to continue to sit at her table or not. You know what I mean? It's not like we're trying to make a big splash or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're just really concerned because something that was very little, very minuscule, has turned into a thing where people are being completely harassed from the time we've gotten up to the time we went to bed. Yeah, I mean, we're pushing 8 p.m.
And
my time, and it started at 4 o'clock my time.
And we're still getting. What time did I answer the phone this morning? Gosh, it was 8:47 in the morning. So it started at 4:30 in the morning and 8:47 is when I finally answered, and I missed 15 phone calls. And she's calling from a no caller ID, so she must be star 67, because I mean, the phone number was in that group chat that Ivana accidentally added her to. And it wasn't like we put a background check in there. It was just a share of a Facebook profile that we believed to be her. On top of it, now we're starting to see the night before the conversation that she was having with Beyond the Verdict. And that's when I came in and questioned why they weren't getting along again when they had it all resolved. And Nay, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I can't prove it, but we've looked at some of the messages that you provided on the live that night. And I mean, the way she's handling this situation, and she's pushing and literally harassing each one of us. I'm wondering, she's capable of doing anything. Like, she wants to cut throat is what I'm gathering, right? And could it be possible, like you said, that she was behind sending those messages about your children?
I believe so.
Okay. So I want to show, we're showing a pattern here, and it's not to bash her, but it's to bring awareness. Okay, guys, because she is having people send messages, threatening messages to unalive somebody. Like, if you remember the Rizzo case and what happened on her live, that is awful. Like, I couldn't imagine. Ivana gave me a call tonight and was hysterical because of these messages. And I finally just lay down for a nap. Like, I was abruptly awakened and I was just mortified, because who does that? Who does that to somebody? We just don't do it. I don't care if you like somebody or don't like somebody. it's not okay. All right, so now she's talking about me. This is still Becca's text messages, correct?
But between Alana and Shada.
Okay. Purple wants to come up. Hey, Purple.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's bad. So we've been dealing with this since early this morning, but we've kept our cool. We're keeping our
What is it?
composure, and it's that Shada.
Oh,
Let me show
Shiba?
you.
The one who
Yeah,
has like the Arabic
that's what she
writing as
claims.
her name. Yeah, I know
Yes,
who
the
you're talking
one
about.
that she gives Greg vibes. Yeah, she gives Greg vibes. If you know who Greg is, sorry
No,
guys.
what happened
Oh,
though?
sorry. Green
I
screen.
thought she was cool with like Becca and Ivana and them.
Yeah, that's what they thought too. But yeah, so we were having a conversation early this morning, like wee hours in the night, and
In between, in
we've
between, in and out of
created a
mine.
group chat between us three.
Since I was on all day and all
Yeah,
night last night.
and I know you were. I don't know how you do, girl. But anyways, Ivana started a group chat with us three and sent over a Facebook profile, just shared it, and she accidentally, instead of Mika and Mika, or no, me, Ivana, and Shada. Okay. So it was us three. So by the time she realized towards the end of the conversation, she's the one that realized that, oh my gosh, Becca wasn't getting any of the messages. I put the wrong person in. And it was already too late. There was nothing she could do. But it wasn't like anything bad. It was just a Facebook profile. Like it could be her, it could not be her, right? And when she woke up in the morning, we had all tried to go to sleep. Well, these two girls were already asleep, and she was blowing up my phone because she had now had my number, right?
Oh my god.
She had my phone number. So she's calling my phone like 15 times, like 3 in the morning until I think I answered at 8:47 in the morning is when I answered.
Beyond says we need
Because
to
I had finally had
redact the
enough.
numbers
Like,
before people try to
I
come
don't
for
know.
us.
You do need to close those out, bro, because you're just now putting out numbers of people. I didn't even notice that until Becca said something. There you go.
I'll
Yeah,
go in
make
and
it
I'll
so
fix
that
I'll go in and fix
yeah.
them real quick and resend them to you while you're doing this.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't want your number out like that, Becca. Or whoever's number that was, you don't want that.
I
So,
think it's her number.
well, whoever it
I
was,
don't know.
you don't really want it out like that.
So yeah, if you want to keep going
So she
explaining, I
just,
can fix them on my end.
so did she just freaking just go off?
Yeah, and these two are sleeping, and she's blowing up my phone, sending personal messages, sending text messages, calling my phone like constantly. And finally, I do answer after like almost 4 hours of it going on. It was insane. I couldn't get no sleep, and then I finally answer, and I tried to nip it right in the bud. Like I listen, it was a mistake. Like you can talk to them, whatever. It is what it is. And she started threatening me. She started doing it in private chat on TikTok. And it was insane. And it was the same philosophy as what she did to Ivana and Becca later on when they woke up. She was saying that she's got information on me, like inappropriate photos. She told me that she had inappropriate photos of me this morning. Okay. The girls didn't wake up until close to noon. So, and I didn't even tell them that. How I found out that she was trying to blackmail Ivana with the same thing is when she called us and said, "Oh my gosh, she's trying to blackmail me," and say that she's got inappropriate photos. She doesn't have any inappropriate videos or photos of her. What she has is a live that they were all on, and I don't know if she has the video of that live or if she took screenshots, but Ivana was showing off her Halloween costume from a previous year. I don't know which year. And it was a little bit skimpy, right? And
Yeah.
then what was the other thing?
Who cares?
Yeah, right. She had a little bit of cleavage hanging out, okay? But whatever. She's got two kids in the home. She's young kids. Like she's being mom. She's playing wife. She's
Either way,
in house.
it's not
She's
your fucking
it
business.
is not a big right. It's so. But listen, and we all know that she's got her Islamic religion that she takes pride in. So she won't show her face on any sort of private phone group conversation that men are present. Well, she won't show her face. Period. She's like she won't at
Right.
all. All of her
I get
photos.
some of that because
Yeah,
I knew a
yeah.
kid one time who his mom was like that.
Right. I get that. Like I grew up in the Saginaw, Michigan area. Like there was a ton
Right.
of Muslims. Like the women just didn't do that. So whatever, not a big deal. But she, in the same live, she had the hots for the two guys, I guess, in the live, and asked both Becca and Ivana to. She's like, I can't show myself, but if I send you some photos, will you put them up in the big box?
Was that a
And I was,
Becca? Was that the night that I popped in on that live?
So we were actually in her private one, the one that she has set for only friends can get into.
Uh-huh.
And that's what she sent to us, and she said show it in the box. And then she told me that she was
I'm
going to
gonna act.
pretend. She told me she was going to pretend to get mad at me for it. So she didn't like just pretend. She legit got mad. Like I actually almost started crying the way she was yelling at me for disrespecting her and being a crappy friend, for putting her picture up. And those boys still to this day think that I did that without her consent. The boys that were in there that night think that I
Uh-huh.
did that without her consent, and that's not how that happened. That is not how that happened. That one, that's, see, it says right there, it says, Becca, I'm going to send you
Yeah,
mine
I
and
gotta
I'll
change
act
it.
mad. You know what I mean? Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm got to go fix more pictures for you. I'll be right back.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
I
it's in. And we were not. When they were with this was going on this morning, I thought I was standing on the outside watching her live, and I'm just listening to her. It was mostly about me, bashing me, like blaming me for everything, and I'm like, I don't even know this girl, like I really don't. And I knew late last night that I probably shouldn't have got involved by accepting, that these girls asked me to join the call, these two, and honestly, you know, I've watched them for 3 days. They're really super nice. And I had some sort of bad feeling when I met her as well, like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept it to myself. I literally kept it to myself. So, and I tried to keep it to myself the whole night last night. And she probably wouldn't have known, and we would have just known what we known and let it go. Nobody would have known. But that mistake happened, and she got added to the group chat, and she got mad that we found her Facebook profile. I mean, I guess that's what it boils down to. So she continues to threaten me. Finally, the girls wake up. I fill them in a little bit on what's going on. I just send them screenshots of the chat. She then proceeds to do the same thing, but 10 times harder on Ivana. Okay. And Ivana, I don't know her very well, but I've known her enough for 3 days that just what's happened in the last 12 hours, literally in the last 12 hours, that she does not like this. Like she feels like she's got to answer to her. She was summoning her into her lives, and she was like bawling. She's like, I have to go in there. I have to do whatever she says. Like, I don't even know if it's not even normal. It's not even normal behavior.
Well,
Like,
that's really how she
what?
was with Rebecca's sister too.
Yes.
I forget her name, but I remember at one point I stuck up for her in one of Chef's lives because, like, she's very manipulative, and like it's wild to me that like somebody that's here for, to investigate true crime is threatening to commit crimes and just really like convincing you to post a photo and then that's obviously not even her anyways. Um,
Right. It's definitely
right,
AI.
right. So like that's wild. I'm really kind of concerned about her mental health. Like is she all right in there, or is she
My
like?
my big concern is she was literally like saying that what Ivana did looking her up made her feel betrayed and that it made her cry because she thought we were friends. And then you get on a three-way call with me and Ivana and tell us you forgive Ivana, but less than an hour later, she's receiving more messages from the person who's constantly right by your side.
Well, and I seen her do that to Rebecca Park's sister, where she'll like intimidate her, and then when she like stands up for herself and said, "I don't really like how you're making me feel," she'll start crying and acting like this big like, So she's very, yeah, that's unwell, very unwell person.
And this was they both. I just want to say that both Becca and Ivana reached out, even though it was against my judgment call, and I did tell them like I don't feel like it's I don't have to be involved in it, but I felt like maybe they should have done it together because I felt like she was trying to conquer and divide them, right? Separate them so she could break it down like a normal person that an
Can
abuser.
can we maybe let
Hmm.
Vixen up for 0.5 seconds and see what she has to say before, because she keeps saying she has to
Yeah.
go and she's gonna, yeah. I don't know for sure. I can't say for sure that she'll be rude or anything, but
I just want to make sure you guys have your time.
Thanks, Becca. I appreciate it. So I was just curious. I just heard that my name was brought up, so I'm just curious who said my name.
I just
And
said
we just said
I
that you
just
were
said that
hanging out with her. That's it.
no, I said that you were the one that brought her to me in a group message. That
Oh,
to
and
that's what I was that she wanted information and that you vouched for her. And at that point, when she kind of reached out, I then verified with a family member that who she was, and they gave me a little bit of insight,
well,
and that
Allie,
was it.
first of all, if you're bringing me into this, you know the reason I brought you into that. That was you, Sheda, and a person who was scorned by
Hmm.
TCN. That's why
Yeah.
I brought
Yep.
both of you.
Yeah.
So don't bring me into that
he
like that's
wasn't
some
saying it in a
twisted thing.
rude way,
I
Vixen.
I wasn't. I was
He
saying
wasn't
that's how
saying it
she
in a
got
rude
brought.
way. We were just explaining how she came into contact with Sheda.
And what
It
does my
wasn't to
name
Right.
dog
That's
change?
it.
you.
So I'm not. I know, Becca. I'm not talking to you. I think it's towards Allie. Allie, what does my name change have to do with anything?
Well, I couldn't find you. I didn't know it was you. I didn't
Oh
know that
yeah,
you
it's me.
changed your name, Vixen. So
Yeah, I
that's
did.
that's what got me confused, and I figured that out yesterday.
Oh.
Or no, it was this morning. It was this morning
Yeah,
because
and
I'm
you know
like
why that
this.
is? Because I was getting trolled by TCN. So I don't know if that was like brought up, like
I
there's
didn't know
some
that.
conspiracy behind it, but yeah, that's why.
I don't know
Um,
anything about that.
okay, you didn't, so don't bring it up, please. Also, to Becca
Bring
and
what up? You
Ivana,
just brought it up
my name change. You brought it up.
Okay,
That's why I'm in
okay.
here.
She didn't mean it in a bad
because it's
way
a
though. We
parent.
were
It's a
just
It's
parent.
what?
Like it's a part of the conversation of how I am brought into this because
he wasn't
she's
dogging
bashing
you.
on my name. I
Okay.
wasn't, and I didn't say anything bad about you. So if
Okay.
that's all you have, I'm gonna drop you down.
No, I just want to say
Oh, hurry up.
I understand. I appreciate that. I just want to say I love you, Becca. I love Ivana. I do not condone anything at all whatsoever. The message you have up right now is between me and Ivana. I sent that to her because she was upset last night because she thought me and Sheda. I came into a live late. She thought that me and Sheda said, Vixen, can I text you? So she sent me a message on Snapchat asking about you, Allie, because she said, like, what's her vibe? I don't really get. All she said was that you were asking about, um,
They were good. That
Sorry.
Nay and her were good. Nay and her
Oh
were
yeah, you were
they
asking me
called it
about me,
truce,
and that's all
right?
she
Because they
asked
called it
me.
truce, and then we all went to bed and we woke up in the afternoon, and then it was like on like Donkey Kong, like it was back to normal. Like
Okay, I
they
don't
were
know
fighting
anything
again,
about
and
that. If I could just explain mine, and
that's
I'm gonna get down, so you guys can
but
continue.
that's
But
why I know. But I want to say that that's why I questioned what had happened in between that time frame. Just so you know,
yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
asked, and
But
she took
but that's all
offense to
it
that.
was when I came into the live. She had asked me, what's the deal with Allie? She was asking me about Nay, and I said I don't know. I said I wouldn't vouch for anybody on here. I said the people I'm closest with are you, Sheda at the time, Becca, and Ivana. I said I don't put my neck out for nobody on here. And then Ivana messaged me. She was upset because she thought that Sheda had messaged me like talking about her because in her live, it is weird. It's a weird vibe. You go
Right.
into a live and somebody is like, can you, hey, I'm gonna message you, and you're having these outside conversations. So I get that. So
Which is
Ivana
why they
messaged me.
contacted me.
Yeah. So Ivana messaged me and said, hey, like was just tell me, like, you don't have to tell me what was said or whatever she said. But like, were you guys talking about me? I said, no, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. I said, I'm sorry it looked that way. She was asking me about Allie. So this message you're seeing on your screen is from me to Ivana because I said, like, I didn't want her to feel bad. All Sheda was asking about is like, what's your deal? And like, so that's all I know. I don't condone at all anything. I love Ivana. I said just to Sheda the other day, the people I trust most are Sheda, Ivana, and Becca. I love Ivana. I did not know until today, later today, about the messages Ivana was receiving. I would
So,
never,
Vixen, can I tell you something real quick, love?
yeah.
I want to make it very clear that iam4llie was in the messages with us last night and talking to us. And I told her and Ivana both that part of my fear about coming out about what I thought was off about this situation, I was scared we were going to lose you as a friend. Me and Ivana were both scared about it because we
And I
like
still didn't
you,
even
we
know who
like
you were.
Huncho, we like Donnie. Like, so if any of your stuff is in here, it is simply for context to explain the whole story. It is not to dog you. I already said I will not talk against you unless I know for sure you're doing something wrong.
And I haven't, and I
I
wouldn't.
know. I
So
know.
Sheda came to me today and said, I don't know what's going on. And she showed me the screenshots of like what the, like I don't even really know the whole story. She showed me screenshots of a background check, and that's what I spoke on today. I said I said
Yeah,
that's
it
weird to
wasn't a
me.
background check.
Okay, well, just like from my point of view, I don't know, whatever it is. I
So
said
do you
that's
want to know
weird.
why we looked her up? Is that what you're saying? You don't know
Well,
why we
no,
looked her up?
I'll just finish and then you
Oh,
guys can, yeah, tell
okay.
me. But I do want to know, yeah, obviously. But I'm just saying, from my point of view, I didn't know that. So I did go into Sheda's live today and said, I don't like that's weird behavior to me. I didn't know any like the backstory, your guys' group chat, whatever was going on. I said, it's weird to me. We have enough people to be choosing from
I'll be
on
right
this
back.
Oh,
app to
thank
be
God,
like,
Huncho. That makes me feel so much better. I'm sorry. I just seen Huncho say that he
yeah.
doesn't condone it either. I was really worried
And
about losing him as a friend. Like super
there
worried
was
about like if
only
we spoke
three.
up.
Yeah.
There,
And I
I'm just saying
don't,
there was three messages in that group chat. I just want to let you know, and they were not anything harassing. They were not anything doxing. Like they were just trying to figure out who she was because they were
Really was.
afraid to lose you guys as friends, and they didn't know the retaliation of what she was capable of because of what they have witnessed. And I didn't know, and they were asking
so,
me if
so
I
what
knew.
was the initial reason on like, maybe I missed it or whatever, or like, but why was that done? Like that, I do stand by that. Like I said, and that's not a personal dig at Ivana, and I don't know the story, but like I said, I just wouldn't do that. But again, I don't know the story, but I don't have like the time for it, I guess. I wouldn't be running background checks on or whatever you call it, like looking
Yeah, we
into
didn't.
yeah, whatever it is, on each other. You know what I mean? Like I said, unless somebody's like committed a crime or something like that, like that's when I personally would be like looking into somebody and doing all that. I don't have time for the like looking into each other. I just didn't feel there was a need to, so that caught me off guard, and I said that, and I stand on that, and that's not anything to Ivana. That's just where I stood at the time with the information I had. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
But
has she asked you to do things towards like, and this is what I'm asking a question that is kind of partially what made them afraid to begin with, like, or maybe not just afraid, uneasy, but she was asking them to do things that were unorthodox and create scenarios and trouble
no,
between creators. Did you know about that though?
between creators like who?
Like True Crime Nicole and Nay, like creating a fake Discord chat between the two.
No,
You want me to tell her what
no, I
happened? Because
wasn't aware of
Vixen
Yeah, go
that.
didn't
ahead.
know.
Go ahead.
I'm
Vixen didn't
listen.
know.
I'm gonna be like full disclosure. I do know there's the drama with TCN, Nay, and Keezy. I'm in that drama. Like, I mean, I stand on that. Like behind standing for Dom and Davion and not agreeing with a lot of the things those three do. But does that involve anything unorthodox? No, it involves like, have I watched their lives and been like, okay, they're talking shit. Yeah, I've definitely been part of that, but I've
Right, you've
never,
reached out to me to get clips before, which is nothing
yeah.
like out of the abnorm, but like this is totally, it blew my mind this morning.
And I would never, like I said to Becca earlier, I would never, and nor would I condone it, nor stand in a room with somebody saying, you know what we should do is text X, Y, or Z and tell them to unalive themselves. I would never stand in a room where that was being said. I would never not say something, and I would never be a part of something like that. So and that's just, I guess, like, this is horrible. I don't really still fully understand what's happening. I love Ivana. I love Becca. I love Sheda, but I don't know everything you guys know, I don't think. And you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, I came into this group chat late, so I don't know everything. But what I'm saying is I don't condone anybody ever doing what has been happening to Ivana. I love her. I love Becca, and yeah, this is just really sad. It makes me sad. It does.
Well, and I am not trying to like put a nail in the coffin or anything like that. But I do want to be honest with you, because if you don't hear it now, you're going to hear it later, because it is a part of all this, and to go to show like how she's done certain things. When we first started talking to you again, and a couple of times since then, she makes comments that she only keeps you around because you get her good information.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know what information. That's what I
So
mean. I don't even
I
really
don't
have
know.
that
I
good
don't
of.
know. She came to us when we all started talking again, which I wasn't even a part of that when I got blocked, and me and you already discussed
No.
that.
Yeah.
But anywho, when all that happened and Ivana said, "So are we friends with her again?" And she just keeps saying that she likes to keep you around for the extra information she gets from you.
Well, I don't know what that would be. Like I
I
said,
don't know
I
either.
do get, like, I do send her, like I said, and full disclosure, I do be like clipping some lives. I do be doing that. And I stand, like, I'm not,
Right. And I
everybody
think
does
she
that.
likes
Anybody
that
who
you
sits here
do
and
it.
says they don't, you know what I
I
mean?
think
We're in
that
a
she
bit of
likes
a,
that you do it for her, though.
oh,
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Well,
Because you're sending
yeah.
it to her, you know? And I
But that's
think that's
all I've
essentially
really,
what she meant, is that you're like, you have a good eye, you see things that are out of place that
mm,
she's not seeing. But yeah, she's made that comment a couple times, which was hurtful to me, because I was like, okay, so we're just going to pretend to be friends with people for like new information? Like, that's not cool either. At the end of the day, that's not cool either. There's been things I've been worried about for a while. And that's why I did a reverse phone number lookup last night, and we all participated to see if we could figure out if we were being fibbed to about who she was as a person in general.
Well,
You know
like I
what I mean?
said, just so you guys know, my name's Lisa. Everybody can clip that. My name's Lisa. I'm not going to sit here and say my last name, but my name's Lisa. So anything y'all can find on me, I guess, like find it. But I would never, ever in a million years sit at a table where somebody, first of all, told me to do something like that, where I knew something like that was going to happen, or even had wind of something like that happening. It's not okay. It's just not okay. So,
And we did try to work this out with her over the phone today, and she told us everything was squashed, and then she continued to get the messages and the phone calls, even after she said it was done. But even some of the people we've squashed things with in lives and stuff, I got messages the following day saying she was speaking for all of us, saying that none of us want them around still.
no, I've never said that. I've
No,
said,
I'm not saying
oh,
you said it. That's
oh,
what Sheda was telling
oh.
people after we
Yeah, I've never
squashed
said
things. And
that.
I've seen the messages. So, yes, we started getting curious because she's had us sit there and set up fake stuff to start fights between True Crime Nicole and Nay. I literally watched her do this. I literally watched her go in and on backup account and make up a whole scenario that wasn't even happening to get Crime Nicole worked up. So she would
See,
start yelling at Nay.
I don't know anything about that.
I know you
Like,
don't.
yeah,
I'm just telling you, that's what I said. We're finally speaking up about things we've kind of kept quiet about because we didn't want the backlash. And every time we try to talk to her about it, she says everything's squashed and that's not what happened, or she didn't do this or she didn't do that. And so at this point, can you go to somebody who keeps fibbing to you and doing these things to find out who they really are, or do you have to take it into your own hands to find out if you're being lied to? You know what I mean? It wasn't out of being vindictive. It was, we were kind of concerned about everyone as a group,
yeah,
you know, because nobody wants to follow somebody that's doing something that's not accurate or true or is doing shady things to start the drama that we're all trying to avoid.
yeah.
And because I do care about everyone, I really do care about everyone involved, including her. Like, I'm not going to sit back and sit here and not tell other people that she's having me and Ivana do some of these shady things for her.
It's wild. Hi, Ivana. I just wanted to tell you I love you. I don't know if you've been like talking while you're up here. I came in late, but I love you. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry this has happened to you.
It was literally just an accident. Like, I didn't mean to. Not an
It's
accident, but literally,
okay,
it was nothing.
girl.
It's not okay because it turned into a
No.
big deal.
Well, no, I'm saying, listen, I will. So I'm going to stand on what I've said because we're airing it out. Like I did say, like, you know, I didn't understand. I don't know what you guys are calling it, background check or whatever. Like the looking into, I don't understand it. I didn't
I
have all the
was
information.
just curious.
You don't have to
Literally.
explain, and because I don't understand. So I'm just saying, I have said that. I'm like, you know, that's weird behavior. I don't understand us doing checks on each other, like when we're, you know, have so much other stuff to worry about. So I didn't understand that. I have said that. I've definitely said that, but I did not know the after effects of anything that has happened. I was just made aware that happened, the background, whatever you guys call it, the background check.
We did a reverse
And
telephone lookup, yes.
yeah, that, and then that's all I really knew. You know
I
what I mean?
honestly
So
didn't think it was a big deal because me and Becca, we did it on each other. Like, it was not a big deal.
yeah. So to me, like, and I'm gonna stand on it. Like to me, I would be hurt also if I found out one of you guys were like, I don't know. It's just, and that's just me. Like, and I'm just standing here being real. That if I found out you guys were having conversations behind my back, and oh, did she leave because she's upset?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. You know, she's got a lot going on. She is
Yeah,
struggling
I'm
with
not
the
trying to
threats.
upset her
It's
at
been
all.
all day. It's been all
Yeah,
day, and I'm sorry. I'm good at what I do, and I found who a lot of them are tied to, and they are tied to Sheda. So
yeah,
how did all those people get her phone number unless Sheda gave it out?
yeah. Well, yeah, I can't speak to that because I don't. know. You
No,
know what
I'm
I
not
mean?
saying
But
you know
yeah,
either. I'm just saying that's where our mindset is at this point. And
yeah.
because we did try to talk to her and we were fibbed to and the bullshit continued, that's why some people were like, "Well, why can't you just talk to her?" We tried and we got, she
Mm-hmm.
lied,
Ivana, if
and
you're
that's
in
not going to
here,
help.
please come back up, honey. I wasn't saying that to upset you. I just wanted to stand by what I've said because I didn't want it. Like I said that in Sheba's live. So hi. I wasn't giving you heck, girl. I wasn't like
I'm not saying that. I can't
yeah.
talk. I
I
can't.
know. I know. Just know
And yes, Shada, I know you're listening. I just got noticed that you're listening and you're sending your people over here. Look, listen, it was a fucking accident. I knew it was gonna get to this extent, I wouldn't have done it.
But it should have never got to this extent. That's the problem.
well
No
yeah.
matter what,
What
no matter what,
A
it should have
A
never
does
got to
not
this extent.
equal A does not equal B. You know what I mean? Like A does not mean that B should have happened. So
And she had
regardless,
already had a conversation with you and still chose to go on live and send
Yeah,
people
they
to
had like
message
an
you.
hour and a half conversation separately alone. And when she got out of the conversation, I mean, obviously, Ivana was very distraught, but I think she felt a little bit of relief. But she also was distraught because she felt like she was also being blackmailed over that live with the guys in there, and she was holding that over her head, like her Halloween costume that she showed and her little bit of cleavage she had because of her shirt. She was threatening to call her husband and all these terrible things. And I mean, I I don't understand that. I don't understand, like, why are we doing that? Like over a white pages, a phone number lookup and a Facebook account. Like it's
Wait,
not like
sorry, I didn't even know I was muted this whole time. I'm like, why isn't anybody hearing me?
no. Sorry, I muted you when you came in just because
Oh,
is a
okay.
little loud.
Um, yeah, what was I gonna say really quick? So can I ask now, is this everybody that was like in the live last night where I
Yeah.
was brought up?
I
Oh,
think that there was a couple of us, yeah, and it was Sheda kept asking Vixen below you. Vixen wasn't in on it. She said she had no clue what was going on. But when Sheda was bringing up you switching
she said
topics,
she had no clue what was going on.
Yeah, so just so everybody's clear, I'm not like switching topics. I just want to include something that I can monetize off of because I won't monetize in true crime. I'm not going to sit there and ask people to fill my gift gallery and do crazy shit like that while I'm talking about something that's readily available to anybody who puts, their effort into searching it up. Which is why I wanted to like add something to my page. And it doesn't necessarily have to be lives. Like it was going to either be like TikTok shop or like UGC or just something, like something where I could actually make some sort of income from it. And yeah, so I wasn't like switching topics, just so everybody
Well,
knows.
and you don't even have to explain that, girl. That's your can do honestly whatever you want on here.
Well, yeah,
So
absolutely.
what happened with that last night? I came into the live late. Like I don't know how long you guys had been in there, Becca, but I came in like later.
I just came in right
And
before you.
so I don't know if there was conversations had before I got in there about that,
Right.
but I got in late and then I had already told these guys when I got in, Sheda had
Just so
um
you know, Becca, your stuff is being streamed on her live.
that's okay. That's fine.
um she
You have
had
nothing I have
said
to hide.
Vixen, I'm gonna message you, which I don't like the looks of to begin with. You're in a live with a lot of people and then you're like, having these
Right.
behind the scenes. So I didn't like it anyways, but I was like, okay, maybe it's something important. So I told these guys what it was. She had messaged me about Allie. Anyways, we talked about that. And then the only comment she made to me that I remember is she said, "Hey Vixen, so what's the deal with Kayla? She's going to be I forget, like switching her topic or something?" And I'm like, "What?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, I don't know. I think cuz all I had read was your message." So I said, I think. Like, she just said that she's looking for ways to make income because she's a stay-at-home mom. And
Right.
from what I recall, like, that's all I said. So I don't know if there was other
Yeah, I was
conversations
told
about
it was
that
like
before I got in there.
obsessively like just asking about it and like trying to,
Well,
I don't know,
she
like dogging
admitted
it.
that she admitted that prior to that, and again, she had a rough day that day. And I don't know, because when we all went to bed at that beginning of the end of the live in the morning, they had called it Nay and her had called it a truce. And when I got back on right around the same time, like right before Vixen, I questioned the fact of why they were fighting again, because I missed it. Like, what happened between this 8 hours, right? And I think
Right.
that upset her. Maybe she thought I was like questioning like her motives, but I wasn't. I just truly didn't understand
Well, yeah,
how
that's
they
what she messaged me about. Like, and
right.
that's what she messaged me, like, what's the deal with Allie? She was messaging me about, or questioning me about Nay. And I said, like I said to you, I don't stick my neck out for nobody on here.
Right.
You know, like, I really just know Allie through whatever. I don't really know her that well, but the people I feel close to are Shada, Becca, and Ivana. So that's all I said. And then she had asked me about, yeah, that thing about you, but I didn't hear anything else that she said about Kayla.
Yeah, I mean, and
And then
honestly, like either way, it doesn't really matter to me because I'm gonna do what I need to do. Like nobody on here is gonna make make me
I
feel
love
any
your
type of way.
spirit. I love
But
it.
I just was curious because like then I started talking about something that had to do with TCN when I was live before, and then Bareback Landon was bringing up Sheda in my chat, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm like, no, I'm definitely talking about TCN at the moment. Well, I'm implying TCN at the moment, so I didn't really know.
Honestly,
That
I
was the
wouldn't
only thing I
even,
heard.
yeah, I wouldn't sweat it unless, I don't know,
And
was
then what
there,
happened with Iva, obviously.
well, yeah, no, I'm saying you specifically. That's the only conversation I heard about you.
Okay.
Right, I quickly came just to do my spiel on it. I mean, myself and Farley do have a bit of history. It's quite interesting one. However, what I'm gonna say now, if you're a true crime creator or anybody around you is a true crime creator that stands on a right, that knows what's right and what's wrong, we do not make our friends or people that we know do our dirty jobs.
Right.
If you've
Agreed.
got an issue, do address it. Like, if you're brave to sit there and talk behind somebody's back, be brave to speak straight to their face. Now, my issue is, since when and for what reason does true crime creators feel the need or the confidence
I'm going to
to have
stop
and
this
say,
right now because she's going to the extent that she's talking about my deceased husband on her live right now.
right,
You want to talk about my
don't pay
deceased husband
attention,
like
don't
you
pay
know me?
attention,
You want to talk
don't,
about my deceased
don't,
husband like you know me?
Oh, honey, it's
My
okay.
don't.
husband unalived himself and spent 10 years in the military. Don't pretend
Becca,
you know anything because I told you little snidbits.
It's okay,
But
listen,
why
Becca.
you've
is
It's
this
got to
okay.
happening? Like,
Telling
remember.
why
people
on
my
earth is
husband
this
was a
happening?
PD-30.
This
I
is
Telling
what
don't
she's
people
been
know.
my
This
doing.
is
husband was a
happening.
PD-30. This
This
is
is
a
crazy.
military serviceman you're talking about.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry,
just wait. I'm
Becca.
going over there. What the fuck is
This is
happening?
what
This has
I've
That's
been
been
not
going
okay.
on
I'm gonna
all
follow you really
day.
quick. I'm gonna come with you,
You
Vix.
want to talk about me? You want to talk about
Becca,
my late husband?
I know it hurts, Becca, and we're
don't
gonna get
do
to the
that
bottom of it.
because that's exactly what they want.
Ooh,
They want to
ooh,
take
dude.
into
Yes.
your
That's a military
emotions.
serviceman you're running your mouth
I'm
about.
so sorry, Becca.
Don't pretend you know anything. You know what I told her, and I'll tell everyone in here. There was accusations against my husband that were proven false after he passed away because of
But
something that
Becca,
happened with
don't
another
explain
little
yourself.
kid.
Ever,
Bullshit. And
ever,
she's
ever.
twisting what I told her to make it
Don't
fit her
explain
narrative right
yourself.
now.
Don't explain yourself. You're hot right now. So when you're
Hmm.
hot right now, we may say things that we do not want to say.
And I'm not going to say anything I don't want to say. There's nothing I'm scared of. I will straight up tell you guys there was accusations that were proven false.
Okay.
Right. And listen, just like the comment, we don't want
And
things to
for
get
me to
twisted or
open
used
up to
against
this
you.
It's
girl,
gonna be, they're gonna twist and turn and they want your reaction.
Response.
Don't give them the
Yep.
satisfaction.
you
Do
want to
not.
talk about my late husband like she knows some shit.
Oh,
He left behind a wife, 5 kids,
I'm so
3
sorry.
siblings. His parents are still alive. And you want to talk about how people talk about the Russos, but you're going to talk about my late husband who served 10 years in the army? Are you kidding me?
It's not okay. This needs to stop.
It needs to stop because why does the true crime
I'm
community
not talking about people's
members feel
kids or
like
their husbands or anything.
mm-mm.
And we all tried to reach out, and we did all reach out to her and had private conversations. And it's unfortunate that we thought it was taken care of, and she continued to have her people send unaliving threats by text messages and by phone calls.
It shouldn't be
And
like that. You're a true crime
no,
community. You're a true crime creator. What does give you the fucking right to be the exactly same, nonetheless, like a fucking criminal? What does give you that right? So, are you a true crime creator or you're a criminal? Pick one. You can't fucking you can't play the ball on the two sides. That's all I'm gonna say.
I
Because
didn't
this
mean
is
to get
fucking
upset
bad.
about that, but even though my husband's been gone for 9 years, that's a sensitive subject. And I trusted her by explaining to her that there was a messed up story behind my husband's how he unalived himself.
Mhm.
And you want to sit and twist it to fit your narrative and tell people that a military serviceman was that? Go find the proof that he was that. Go ahead. Go find it, because there is none.
I'm sorry, Rebecca.
That's uncalled for. That's even worse than what she did to Ivana. You're talking about my late husband, dude, who did unalive himself, who did serve 10 years, who did deploy 3 times overseas, who had 5 children who miss him. My children are still in therapy from all of this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
How dare you, dude? How dare you? Now you've lost all my respect. Like, all of it. It's gone. Like, I already was on the edge with the Ivana stuff, but you want to talk about my late husband? After you sit there and tell people not to bash the Russos, but you're going to do it to me? Because I spoke up and told the truth about what you've been having us do behind the scenes to stir shit up and get more stuff going? Are you kidding me? I tried to talk to her. I tried to get the truth from her one-on-one. And we couldn't get it, and she's not going to tell anybody else the truth about some of these things. This is the kind of stuff that these people are doing, and then saying that they fear no one but Allah or God. But guess what? Allah can see you, dude. Allah can hear what you're saying about my late husband right now.
And I don't want to listen. I know you're upset, and I get it. And I know we've had this talk, and we've tried to just work this out all day. And Daniela, we really have. We've tried, and we're trying to keep it respectful. But when you're bringing up touchy subjects, you're getting messages to unalive yourself after your own husband did that, and then continuing on multiple lives of her own today after she said that everything's going to work out, everything's going to be okay. You're not reading in between like what we're dishing out, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to allow you to bash anybody in here. And Becca, I know you're upset, and I want you to just
I'm calming down.
take a
It was
deep
just
breath.
more of a surprise. I didn't expect anything to come at me because I feel like I've been pretty respectful about how
You
I've
have.
said everything today, you know? So I didn't expect something like that. And I kind of was worried about it last night. I guess I did say something to Yvonne. I said she knows my husband unalived himself. She also knows that there was an accusation made that was taken out of context, clearly, because she's
Right.
just going to straight up label my late husband what she did.
And that's what she's done all day today, guys. And that's what really brought us down this tonight to make the decision to do this live, was because she's using information that Ivana and Becca provided in private conversations, in their group conversations, they opened up to them and about the things that were happening in their life. Should they have done it? Probably not, because trust is earned, it's not given. So and then now that this is going on, and she, even though she accepted what happened and was explained to it for multiple hours today by all three of us, she accepted it and then turned around and backstabbed and had these messages sent out and these prank calls, and is still hitting below the belt now with Becca's
My
husband, late
kids can
husband.
see these lives too, and they're still hurt from losing their father. How dare you?
We have to stop this. We cannot do this anymore. Like, this is why we're bringing it here, because we need to bring awareness. Like, it's enough's
I was
enough.
completely respectful talking about her just now. I could have been harsh. I could have said harsh things.
Okay, wait. Really quickly, because I don't know if you
Yeah.
actually sent anything to me or not. But did you send me like or did you want to send me the screenshots of who was texting either of you? I don't remember if you said you got text, but I know she did. Did she
She
send me the
did. She
screenshot?
got text, and then I don't know. Do you want me to send you stuff?
That's one of them
Yeah.
right here.
So just because, again, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to act like I know more than you know what I'm saying? Of course, I know what you guys told me and I know what she's telling me now, which I think it's a little odd that she didn't say what she was messaging Vixen for, other than that, but about Allie, but whatever. But if you have like the text with people sending messages to you,
This
because
is
they're saying that they didn't do that, they're saying they're not doing that.
this
Where
is the
remember
scratch sniff girl, whatever her name is.
this
Yeah,
thing that you're showing me, phone
yeah.
report?
So the number that's pulled up right now, I
Okay.
obviously couldn't put the full number up because of
Right.
doxing. But when I did a reverse search on the number that's
It was
texting
this
Ivana
mess.
to
Oh
unalive
shoot,
herself,
shoot.
oops,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you
Sorry.
have the message that says to
Yeah,
unallow? Oh,
right
that's
I
the
see.
here.
Okay, there we
message.
It's
go.
on the screen
Thank
right
you.
now.
Okay. Go. Okay, you have her. Oh my God. Wait a second. Go. Wait. Put it back up for 1 second. Da, 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 da.
Ready for where the reverse number?
Yeah. Now. Yeah. Okay. Now go.
And it's tied to the girl who's scratch and sniff. Her name is Jennifer.
Okay. Is she the one who's on her panel right now, or she's not
Mm-hmm.
there?
Does it
Yep.
say scratch and sniff Nicole? Yeah.
I think.
She
Yeah.
might
I
have
think that
changed
was.
her. Yeah, she might have changed her name too by now.
Yeah. I didn't even pay attention. It was
But
somebody with.
that is the one, that number. And then the number I got a phone call from that was also a random number from Milwaukee as well this morning. It woke me up at like 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Was from a number tied to a Rebecca. And the last name I can't remember, but it was tied to Rebecca something.
Do we
I'm
know a
looking
Rebecca?
for it. It looks familiar. Hold on, I got it somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, I've got it
I
here.
I think I did send it to you, but it
You did.
I've heard somebody say the name, and I also have seen the picture somewhere in one of the lives, but I can't remember where. But I do know that one time when we were in Sheva's live, I heard somebody saying something about Rebecca or Becky, and they said, "No,
Mm,
not you, Becca." And the same picture that popped up, this picture that popped up was in
yeah.
her live.
And who?
That's who was calling me, is somebody from that number tied to this girl's name. And I wouldn't have believed it until I seen the picture, but I've seen that picture somewhere in live before.
Have you, Vix?
Have I seen what? Sorry.
That picture that's up?
No. Why?
Okay,
What
so
is
I
it?
mean, I don't want to make you do it again, but do you have the picture with
Yeah.
the Iva's the threat?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, she did just say that they didn't threaten her, and there's the message, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
really hard to take. And then the number that is here is tied to this person, who is
Jen,
scratch and sniff.
Scratch and Sniff
Mm-hmm.
Nicole is Jennifer. The number that is messaging her is Jennifer. And the only way that Jennifer could have got Ivana's number
Right.
is through Sheva. Because
I
I would
mean,
never give out someone's personal number, ever.
see, and like this is this is what I mean, you know. it just gets, you know, I don't know. I don't know
I don't
why.
speak on something or somebody doing something wrong without proof. There's proof.
Right. I mean, Vex, I thought it was weird that she didn't necessarily say what you guys talked about, you know?
Well, listen, I just got. Were you guys listening?
Well, no,
No,
I didn't
I'm
hear the,
not.
when I popped off
I
this
She
can't
morning.
she
stand
has
that.
she has me blocked on everything, and that's fine. I don't mind it, like at all. I don't care to listen,
Did
and
you
I
say
told
you
her
like
that.
bitched out?
She blocked me earlier when I told her she was demanding that I call her or call her and to have a conversation on the phone. And I said, there's no need to have a phone conversation. We can have this conversation right here. And she did not want to have a paper trail. Like she was very adamant. I have the text messages to prove it. She was sending me voice messages um, towards the end. And then as I'm trying to, screen record so I can have these voice messages, because she was calling me a rug addict. I've almost got 17 years in recovery, like my own pain medication. Like it's a huge, it's a huge thing to me. Like when you say that to somebody, you don't know what they're going through. Like somebody could relapse. It could put somebody to relapse. It could do a lot of damage to anybody.
Right.
And it obviously I'm used to it recently, but it still hurts. And then I called her out on that, and by the time I could get one or two, maybe three done, she had gone through and deleted every one of the voice recordings except the last four. And it shows that she literally unsent the messages, which I have the proof of as well. Like she and then tried to say, before she tried to blackmail Ivana, because Ivana and Becca were sleeping. I would have been sleeping too if it wasn't for the fact that she had, like, for 3.5, almost 4 hours, blew up my phone. Like literally blew up my phone. My husband was like furious because he had to work, like what's going on?
Yeah.
Um so
I just want to pop in quick. I'm going to get down because I know there's a hater in here who just shared it with like 10 people. Somebody that I know messes
so
with
who is it?
TCN, Little Tweety Bird. I know that I have beef with
Yeah.
all of them and I'll stand on that. And I'm not here to make this something about me. I just came up because I care about Ivana and I care about Becca.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get
And
down because I don't want any more drama on this. But I went up, I stood up for you, Becca. That's not okay. I hope you're okay. Please message me.
Yeah, Becca.
Ivana, same
Absolutely.
thing.
Ivana, too.
I'm not going to be told ever where to stand. I stand by what's right.
Right.
Shweta has always
I
said
agree.
that, stand by what's right. And I don't think it's right to be sending people
No.
threats, to
And
be
she's
talking
crying.
about
You can
somebody's
clearly hear she's upset. Like,
to
she
be
I'm not
called me
talking
being
at
about
dinner.
nice.
somebody's unalived husband. None of this
Yeah.
is
No.
okay. And I just care that people are okay. So Becca, I love you. Ivana, I love you. I'm gonna get down and yeah.
Yeah. I've
Thank you.
shoot me a message too, a text, and Becca, you too. Just send me what you have, Becca, so that because I will, when I go live tomorrow, I'll definitely, I'm sure it's going to be a topic of discussion, and I just like to have
And I just want to
um
say we did not want, this is not was not our plan at all. Like we each one of us reached out to her individually, even though it was
right.
against my better judgment, because I had already dealt with her for hours before these girls woke up, trying to, like, and she was in a live this morning as well, bashing me, bashing them, stating that I had demanded her to give me her government name, which I never said. I have the chat to prove it. Like, and then
Oh,
she
you know
had,
what I wanted? Not to cut you off. Okay, do you have the messages, Becca, from when she did that bikini thing?
Yeah, I still
oh
have
yeah,
those.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, can you send me that? Because that some girl in there, KK or something, was trying to tell me, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about because that you guys did that to her or something, and I that's why I said I
No,
think
it
there's a
literally
different
said,
story.
Becca, put this up and I'll
I'll
pretend to be
send them to
mad
you
at
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, because listen, I'm very, again, like I've always said, I'm document based, and if there's If it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck,
Well,
it's a
and I
duck.
don't
And
talk on something I can't prove, anyways.
right, right. Well, that's why I think I'm like very like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, where did this even come from? I don't know what the
It just
fuck.
makes it's all over the fact that we did a reverse number search on her.
Right,
And it
right,
was
right.
all
Literally,
the
that's
pages
all
Yes.
in
that
the white
stems
pages.
from. In
You
the
see,
white
but
pages, yeah.
um, so Becca, remember what we talked about earlier too? I don't know.
Yeah.
That this to me, I don't know.
I know.
I
I
I'm
know.
I I don't know. I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on. But
I just
you
wanted
know,
everybody to be aware that they might be being fibbed to. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Well, I
I
thought
just wanted people to be aware. Like, I don't want people to think that they're investing their time and energy into somebody who's purposely stirring up drama between groups and everything else.
right.
And honestly, none of that really even had any relevance to anything. It wasn't until the whole unaliving messages came in and the blackmail. She could say whatever she wants to me. I don't have. There's no pictures out there, so good luck with that one. I laughed that off. But like to one of these girls, like that's not okay. Like I don't.
Yeah,
What is your motive behind that? And if you're doing true crime, you can't stand, sit on a panel and talk to victims' families and vouch for them when you're trying to create a pandemonium between communities, right? That's not
yeah,
right.
yeah. No, I understand. I agree.
And I
That
didn't even know that these things were going on, honestly, because I don't even know her like that. I was just introduced to her, and uh, you know, I was shocked as well when these two reached out to me asking me if she had talked to me about them two, like was talking about them two. And I'm like, no, like, was she supposed to? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Well,
hmm
and
Uh,
we were slightly terrified to speak up or speak to anyone because we didn't know who was going to run back to her and say, so and so saying this. And then, of course, we had our concerns with her knowing personal stuff, like my husband unaliving himself, and there was, some things that might have been tied to that. And now she's taking the little tidbits of information on my life I've given her and
right,
going over there and saying that. And I haven't really said anything really bad. I haven't cursed about her. I haven't called her names.
right,
All I have said is, like, I was concerned and we tried to talk to her and felt like we weren't getting the truth, so we had to look elsewhere.
right. Yeah, I mean, listen. Um, I don't know. I feel like when people have something to hide, and I'm not saying this for anybody specifically, but I'm just saying in general, I've come to notice when people have something to hide, they start to
deflect.
like deflect or start to attack because then it like gets your mind off that person and or send others to attack because it gets your mind off what the original thought was, and now you're just trying to figure out who's texting you and where it's coming from, and it kind of just deflects from the main topic and what truly brought you to this place, which was because you had feelings of dishonesty within her. So for her, I would expect that she would understand that if somebody's already looking into you, if you're going to go and do things like this, that's really unhinged. That doesn't make your case look any better. It makes it look like you kind of are like
Well, and
hiding
partially
something.
in this, I was concerned for the Russos because I don't want them to be some kind of pawn either
hmm
in some kind of, messed up game. And they're trying to just live their lives, and she's purposely pulling the drama into stuff. And it's
And
like, I don't
that's not
know if
saying
they're
that
aware.
nobody's right. We're not saying that, some creators say things and do things that maybe are inappropriate or are not inappropriate. Like that's not the question here. It's the fact that when you're asking people to create a scenario that isn't accurate or it's not factual, just so that way you can create a shitstorm between two different creators that you despise. And I can understand where she doesn't like how their content and stuff, but we can disagree to agree to disagree. Okay, the difference between like when I'm posting about TCN and I don't, I'm posting her own lives. Like I'm not changing her wording. I'm not creating a false narrative.
hmm
Like, and I couldn't even believe that. I couldn't even like I don't even. I'm still mind boggled. Like I
Are you talking about Ivory's when she was on Ivory's?
No, it was before that, allegedly, that she wanted Becca and Ivana to create a Discord. One of them would act like Nay, the other one was going to act like True Crime Nicole, and they were going to be in a dispute, creating this huge mess between the two, so that way she could use those screenshots and cause chaos between the two creators. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
wild. It's wild. So that didn't work out in her favor. So the next best thing, and this is allegedly the next best thing, which was what we were dealing with 2 nights ago,
Hmm.
is somebody create with Nay and dox her child and threaten her child. Like it's starting to make sense to me. Like, is this the type of person that she is? Because this is not okay. And if she gets called out for her behavior, or if she gets put on the spot, she's going to use her people that she is that's close to her to send these messages. Like, it's not okay. We had conversations with her, every single one of us.
Hmm.
Becca had like an hour conversation privately, and then Ivana was called into that call. I did mine through Messenger because I was not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting on a call with you. Like, she was adamant it had to be a phone call. Why? Like,
Right.
what?
She doesn't want us to be able to screen record.
And we can't. She lives in PA. Like, she's a two-party state. I'm a one-party state, but regardless if I'm a one-party state, you have to go off the more stricter laws. So no, we can't record her. Besides, when she's on her own live, she's giving up that right. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But anything else, like, I'm not going to jeopardize my freedom and my family for anybody. And but I'm not going to also get on a phone call where nothing can be vouched for, right? Like, you could say I
Right.
said anything, and that's what she did. So she took a conversation through messages this morning that was completely appropriate. Like, I did not poke at her. I did not tell her anything. I didn't tell her anything that was going on. I just asked. She's like, girl, ask me anything if you want to know something. So eventually I was like, who are you? Like, like, what
Yeah.
do you want? Like, and she lost it on me, and she started bringing in I'm an active drug user. That's not accurate. That's not true at all. Okay. And then then tried to do the same thing. I was the first one to say that she has inappropriate pictures of me that she was going to share. Well, I'd love to. And that's what I said. I'd love to see those, because nobody has any of those. Like, that's the one thing I probably did right in my life, because I
Right.
mean, I didn't do that. And, it is what it is. People make mistakes, but the other night when we were all on the live, when all that stuff was going down with Nay,
Yeah.
and Ivana was like cooking, and she was wearing her pajamas and stuff, and she was cooking, and she took like a snapshot of something like that, and she did 5 hours, maybe 6 hours later, that in the day today, she did the same blackmail thing that she tried to do with me to Ivana, and it literally pushed Ivana through a tizzy. Like, I thought I was gonna take the fall for it all, like just to let it stop. Like, I didn't think it was that serious. Like, if you hate
Right.
me, you want to hate me, go ahead, no big deal. Like, these two didn't have, it wasn't it wasn't that big of a deal, right? And then everything came out. Like, she was saying that I was demanding in this chat that I give her a government name. That never even happened. That never even was said. I
And
have, I,
she told me she was on a phone call with you today and
I
that you
never,
admitted everything, which is funny because then how come she didn't bring up the fact that I knew everything?
the only phone call we had was this morning. The first thing, it was after almost 4 hours of her blowing up my phone, and I accidentally answered instead of hit the
Decline.
decline button. So I acted like I wasn't who I was. Like, she didn't know who I was because she didn't have my
Hmm.
number,
Hmm.
but she could guess. She thought it was Ivana or it was Becca. I'm like, and I acted like I was sleeping. I wanted to be sleeping, and I just played it off. I did. I played it off like, I don't know who. She's like, do you have TikTok? And I'm like, why does that matter? Like, I played it off like I was nobody to nobody, right?
Right.
And she took that and the messages afterwards and created a whole scenario. And that to me is scary. Like that, what 57-year-old woman, or even my age, I'm almost 39 years old with grown kids, like what woman would do
Wait,
that?
what do you mean she created a scenario like created receipts?
Like, no, she created a scenario on her live by telling people, her 10 people in the live, that I was demanding her government name, and that I told them everything. Dude, she didn't even know that Becca was even involved in this until we started this live tonight. Do you know that? Because she didn't know anything. She was just going off of whatever she thought in her head, because nobody told her anything.
Right.
We weren't we weren't there to hurt her. They had some concern, and they started looking, and it we looked at reverse phone number. I didn't even have her number.
But can you
You
see
know?
why we were kind of terrified to like even tell anybody else we had these concerns? Because all we did was look her up in the white pages, accidentally sent it to her last night, so she knew we were. And this is what it turns into. Look at what she's doing to Ivana. Look what she just did to me on her live. Look what she just did, talking about my late husband. Like, you're going way too far over us looking you up.
Right.
And
We
it's
tried
just because we
everything
were
not to do this.
concerned.
Wait, did
It's
somebody
not
send you
a
a gift called Habibi or something?
I don't,
What?
me.
No, I saw something come across the top and it said some like Habibi lit up your gift gallery.
Oh, that's for other lives. Sometimes other live stuff like pop up there.
And I
Oh,
agree
okay.
with you, Kayla. I have a hard time asking people to send gifts, like especially in true crime. Like I'm not good at that, and I don't. It's really not who I want to be. But I truly do
Well, that's
like
what
true
threw me off so
crime.
much is because I'm like
He did
I don't
he
really
did
like this.
what to Ivana?
We'll show
She
you.
did.
Setsuna.
Oh, she did something to Ivana?
Oh,
Question mark.
something to Ivana. Yeah, so Shetta has been doing stuff to me and Ivana all day. Mostly Ivana up until just now when I found out she was
Well,
talking about
it was mostly me. So she was attacking me all morning and all afternoon, and then all of a sudden, probably about 4 o'clock this afternoon, it changed, and then the threatening messages to unalive, and the prank calls started coming into these two girls. Not
Right.
me. I have not received one prank call, and I have not received any text messages at all from anybody, which I found, which was odd. But we don't know each other, but I just don't know how she switched from the first 8 hours attacking me and blaming everything on me, and then flip flop to them. Like, I don't
right. And
like
then she was, I think, because she didn't think I was involved until she seen me in this live. But
tonight.
yeah, and I stayed pretty like chill between all groups, and I just said, look, I'm trying to figure out my own feelings before I speak on it.
I didn't even know anything till tonight.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is why I was so shocked that she even would bring
I,
me
like I
None
in,
said,
into the
I was
equation.
none of us
worried.
took a box. We didn't want to do this. We tried to do it civilly, and
Well,
yeah, it
so
wasn't
would you guys be
happening.
willing to like maybe get on common ground? Like if I like had a live, would you guys be willing to like come together and talk to each other rather than
Oh,
separately? And
I will not forgive her. The unaliving stuff, and then talking about my late husband and telling everyone in your chat that my husband was a PD30 when
yeah.
that's
And
not
then
what I told you.
and then
That's
all
Wait, a
day
what?
unforgivable.
What did she say he was?
A PD30.
an RSO,
What?
registered offender,
Yes.
Okay. Oh my
That's what she
which
was
god.
is
telling everybody about my husband in her live.
Oh my god.
and
What the
and then
fuck?
she also all day today, she was in her lives or in other people's lives saying that she's still in full communication with the Russo family, all of them, and they're backing her. I've been in communication with the Russo family. I just gave them what I was aware of, and
Mm-hmm.
I just said, and I've been in communication with them for quite some time, a lot longer. I don't like to throw it out there whatsoever, because
Mm-hmm.
that's not my mo. But that's their choice, but they provided me with some information as well that they don't really know her. Like, she said she wants to help. She said that she's going to law school. She said that she works for a courthouse. She says that she has FBI friends that are, paperwork's on the way to be serving TCN, all these things that haven't happened. And again, I don't really care about those, but what I do care about is when you're preying on victims' families, and they just had a benefit. Yeah, not the FBI. They just had a benefit, what, like a week ago, and roughly, and now all of a sudden they want to do another one, and they were talking about gifts. I think you were in there. It was your live, wasn't it,
Yeah, I
Tila?
was. Yeah,
And
I'm in the group.
it was a little uncomfortable. I'm going to say I was new to it. I didn't know what was going on, and it was a little uncomfortable for me. Although I don't know the backstory on it, but the Russos said they don't need any extra money. I have the messages
Yeah,
between them today. It's just there's a lot of things that are just questionable, and there's no point to lie, right?
right.
If you're gonna say it, and then she constantly is threatening me, like she's gonna come after me. That I stand 10 toes down. Like, it got to a point where I'm like, I can't even confirm if you have 10 toes, and do you even have like? And I did say something back to her. I'm like, I can't confirm something, you don't have 10 toes, and I said, I'm like, do you even have all your teeth? Like, I don't even know who you are.
Right.
Like, stop threatening me. um and I do feel bad for lashing that one thing I said out of the whole thing and the messages, but honestly, how much can one take? And it's not even about me. It went from me to Ivana, to Becca, back to Ivana, and
Right.
here we are.
Right. Right.
So what is the resolution? What is it? And it might not be friendship, and that for them, I'm good. I don't want nothing.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay, I
what the
don't.
resolution is. I really
But
don't.
Well, I
but
mean, how
fam
do you forgive somebody that talks about your late husband who was 10 years Army? Like, how do you forgive somebody who does that?
Yeah.
Like, and I told her some sensitive information and I shouldn't have. I know better, and that was dumb of me, but I'm also at home. I have POTS. I can't go to work. My
Right.
kids are older. They run off. I'm by myself all the time. Like, I haven't been
Yeah, I
able to
get it.
find a good guy since my husband passed away.
Yeah. Listen,
So,
I get
yeah,
it.
this is not easy. And sometimes you just want to be able to talk to people without having to worry about this.
and just we're on this, everybody's on this, that's on this app. We have real life stuff going on too. Like, if you open up to somebody and something is said, and like you guys get into a disagreement, or you don't agree with something that somebody says, that doesn't give somebody the right to use what that person said to you in confidence to try to break you down, to possibly maybe unalive yourself, after what you've been through, Becca, to unalive, Ivana's self, or to maybe break a marriage up. Like, these things are wild to me. Like, if she was to go to my husband would have just laughed at her, like, no, no. But not everybody's husband's like that. Now, I'm not saying, depending on the situation, maybe my husband would, question me on certain things, but it's not okay. She can do all these things, but we can't even reverse look up her number in the white pages to see if what she's saying. She has a 10-bedroom house with a waterfall on her property, and somebody made a joke about dolphins. I know that's not accurate, but the waterfall I've heard out of her mouth. The 10 bedrooms I've heard out of her mouth. Like,
And then she made me tell everyone in her live that I've seen it all when I haven't. She's like, isn't that right, Becca? You've seen it all. I've never even seen her, let alone her house, her car, anything. I've never seen anything that personally belongs to her. I've just seen the video or the picture she puts up, and anyone can tell they're heavily edited or AI. Anyone can tell.
right.
And I never shamed her for it. And I'm not really shaming her for it now. Like, if you don't like the way you look, a lot of people do that, cool. But when you're sitting here and you're telling people a bunch of stuff and you want them to trust you, and you can't even show people you call your friends your face,
And
that
I
is
don't,
fishy to me.
how can you say you're an advocate to victims' families, but you don't have to be honest with anybody about who any you are to anybody on this app. However, in my thoughts, my opinion, if you are an advocate to victims' families, when you were reaching out to victims' families, whether it be through this app or through another app, I would hope, because I would want to know if I was one of those family members, like who are you, if you want to reach out and help and do all these things. And I mean, and it wasn't like a natural reach out. Like, it was a very forceful push, 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 and do everything she can to cause pandemonium. And I seen it because she reached out to me about True Crime Nicole, and I just didn't put two and two together. I've got my own issues with True Crime Nicole from past cases. So
Right.
my issue with her is the repetitive pattern, and that's it. Like, it has nothing to do with anything else. But it's still not okay for another creator to create false narrative, to create a scene to get more, so she can get more notice from the family or be more needed. Like, that's what it felt like to me, right? Like,
Right.
it
And that's
felt
kind of
weird.
how me and Ivana were starting to feel. Like, I felt like the only reason I was there, it was starting to feel like I was just the POTS girl. I was somebody to give, I was an information bank for posterior orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Like, I felt like when she needed me for that, or if she needed me for doing background checks or finding someone's real name, she was all over messaging me. But when I would say something about being flared up from POTS, or even when Ivana had surgery, it was a quick, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then back to business. Let's just keep telling you what I need from you, what I need you to do for me. And it started to feel like at some point we were just there as pawns, so her story could be told without her doing the work. If that's, I mean, I'm not trying to say it in a mean way, but that's just the way it felt. Who
What was
sent
her
that
name?
message?
Scratch. Go
The
ahead.
person who sent that message, Sherry, is it. We believe, I can't prove it, but we looked it up and we do believe it's Jennifer, who is Scratch and Sniff Nicole on Sheta's panel.
So Becca took that number that came through on that message and did a reverse number check, and that it came back to this individual, which they believe to be Jennifer, which is on the panel with Sheda. I don't think I don't know if a resolution. I would hope that we can eventually come to just a mutual, but honestly, I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I think the nerves and stuff need to calm down, right? At least tonight. I hope Ivana, I don't know if she's still in here. Probably not. Hope she's okay. Oh, I can't see. And you shouldn't. And that's really what boiled down to it. So, Becca, I don't know. Were you at work? So I received a hysterical phone call tonight while I was just sitting down to eat dinner with my husband. And I finally just got like a 30-minute nap in, maybe, on the couch. I was drooling. My phone's blowing up, and I looked down, and I wasn't going to answer it, but it was Ivana. And I answered it, and I was coming up to the table, just out of it, tired. And she was hysterical.
Are you still? I'm sorry, Ivana just called me.
Okay, no, you're good. She was just really hysterical. And this is when enough was enough. Like, we all reached out to Sheda individually earlier during the day to try to squash everything and explain. And that's what they thought happened. And it didn't. If you do true crime, or if you consider yourself an advocate for victims' families, this is not acceptable behavior.
I was just
And
told she's over there right now still saying she's releasing photos of videos and images to Ivana's husband.
okay, well, go ahead. We're not going to entertain it because we're gonna call your bluff and go ahead and do what you got to do, hun. Because there's always going to be a consequence, whether it's a good one or a bad one, to every decision that you're going to make.
Yeah.
And we're done. And I've never been intimidated by you whatsoever, so I'm neutral on this. But these girls are done. Obviously, they made the choice to do this tonight. They were not forced. We did not want to do this. This was not intentional, but you forced the hand. Okay, it is what it is. I'm sorry. And that's pretty sickening. I'm sorry. People in the chat, 57 people. I mean, what do you feel like? That's pretty sick to me. And you know
All
what?
of it.
What
The
she's,
whole situation, man.
yeah, what she's got is like, okay, 2 nights ago, Ivana, let's just use this for an instance. Ivana was in her pajamas and she was cooking like sweet potatoes and making them all elaborate. And they look pretty darn good. Different like styles, okay, with different toppings. But she had like this, like I don't know, it was like a crop top almost, and she'd just bent over a little bit, and there was a little bit of cleavage. That's the kind of pictures this woman has allegedly screen recorded or screenshotted during lives that they
They
were
were
all in
supposed to be
together.
private. It was supposed to be a private live for just friends. So, first of all, why was she recording and screenshotting us when we were having personal, friendly conversations that were supposed to be private in the first place?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why did she feel the need to
And
do that in the
she's
first place?
And no offense, guys, she is in a two-party state. And I don't mean that, I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say that, but if she was actually and factually in law school and she was actually an employee at the courthouse, which I highly doubt for either one. I know she's not an employee at the courthouse, but however, she would know that PA is a two-party state. So if she was trying to record me, or she was trying to record Becca where she lives in her state, or if she was trying to record
Ivana.
Ivana, or she would have to let us know, one of each of us know. You know why? Because even though we're one party states, it doesn't matter. How the law works is whoever has the most strict, whatever state you live in has the most strictest law, that's the law you have to go by, right? That's how that typically works generally. Fact check that. So go ahead and do what you do, babe. I mean, I don't want you to do something that you're going to regret, but that's just something that's not normal behavior. And you're a 57-year-old woman. You're my mother's age. Actually, my mom's a little bit older than you, but pretty darn close.
Yeah, I just told my mom the same thing today. I said, she's
Like,
close to your age, Mom.
my,
And my mom
my
said, who
mom's
does these things? Even my mom.
right.
My mom is totally against drama. But she said, Becca, you and Yvonne have got to stand your ground to this before it burns like wildfire and
And that's
misinformation about you gets out.
and that's what she was doing all day today, to the point where Becca and I had to, on numerous occasions, talk Ivana off that she put Ivana in
A
a
very depressed
panicked,
state. Yeah, a very
depressed,
anxious, very
panicked.
depressed state. No
Yeah,
one's making
and
fun of anybody for being 55. We're just
yeah,
giving her
yeah,
crap
no.
because the
My
way she's acting at her age.
and Amy, my mom is 50, almost 50, was she 58? Yeah. No, 50, almost 59. And girl, she can move
I'm
faster than me at times.
My mom turns 60 this September.
But I'm just
I
saying
think
it's
or
wild
61.
behavior for a grown woman, and that says she's an advocate for victims' families. If this is how she's going to treat people on this app, how is she going to treat them in person? How is she what is she representing? Because I know you're joking.
And the
It's
goal,
just
I
wild.
just want people to know the goal wasn't for me and Ivana to speak up. We did take risks because she did know sensitive information about us. But at the end of the day, we started feeling a certain type of way, and we feel like it's wrong to keep to ourselves that somebody's doing these very shady things, you
Right.
know, and then asking people to trust them, including the families who are tied to the crash.
Right. And you know what? I can vouch, and I'm not going to speak for everybody here, but anybody that's in a relationship, whether it be you're married or you're not married, can you just say yes or no in the chat? Every relationship has a bump in the road, if not more than one. Okay. I'm raising my hand. I have had it, currently not in one. However, it doesn't take much, I guess, to get back in one. But when somebody opens up to a friend group because you're having that hard bump in that road, and then this happens, to prey on somebody's marriage is disgusting. Period. It's disgusting. But you have when you got small children involved as well, this is going to affect their life forever. Like if something happened, this would affect their life forever.
Yeah, so she's essentially not threatening to just mess up a marriage, but a childhood too, because they're still together and trying to work through their stuff. And then you're threatening to blackmail her and start issues in her relationship. And that does serious damage, especially since one of her kids is a preteen and understands what's happening.
Right.
And I want to point out to you today, it was not just Ivana affected by this. Her son can see people's lives, and he's only 11 years old, and he had three full on breakdowns today. He was completely bawling. He was
Yeah, it's not
hyperventilating because he's seeing these things being said about his mom, who is married to his dad, and she's putting it all out there, and she knows Ivana's son can see a lot of this, and that he has access to TikTok.
right.
But
And on
she's
top
still
of
putting
it,
it out there. So she's hurting him too.
nobody deserves that. Let a marriage be. Let it work out its kinks. Um, it's just wrong. All over her showing a picture of a past year's Halloween costume that might have been a little bit skimpy. Okay, I'm guilty for that. I can't tell you how many years that I dressed up as a skimpy little Playboy when I was younger. Like, come on.
Well,
Not
and
necessarily a Playboy, but come on. Like,
if I'm being honest, if you scroll back far enough on my TikTok, back before I had a little bit more like respect for myself, there are some videos on there that were pretty showy. You know what I mean? And if somebody were to use that against me, well, first of all, I dressed that way. I put it out there. So I guess if you're going to come at me, come at me. But
listen,
to try to say that,
what if you didn't know? What if she didn't know? And let's hypothetically say that this is not Becca, me, or Ivana at all. That we're not talking about us. But Sheetha goes ahead and does that and sends it to her husband. Okay, to somebody's husband, and no, she doesn't know that maybe this husband could be abusive. Like, you don't know what could happen behind closed doors. Like, I'm telling you right now that I could not live with myself if I sent unaliving messages and those type of messages to somebody, whether I like them or not. I would never do that. And then something happened to that individual and they actually followed through with what you're saying. Or I sent these really not relevant to cheating whatsoever screenshots that are not legal for her to take to begin with. Okay. And then go on and send it to a husband that she does not know anything about. Okay. Because most abused individuals aren't going to just come right out and say, hey, I'm abused, can you help me? Like, it's not usually
right.
typically like that. So what if that was the case, which it's not, and something happened that night? Like, we're talking about somebody that claims to be, again, I'm going to
Well, and
push
you know
this
what's
through.
wild about you saying that is she messaged me and said she was worried about Ivana because she heard an argument between Ivana and her husband. And this is while she was having Ivana attacked and messaged. She's like, I'm worried about Ivana. Is she okay? I just don't want her husband to get mean with her. So she literally knows there's a chance that this is going to start a big feud and still kept doing it.
Yes. And you know what? It's wild to me. Like, and people that know me, I don't like to block people. I have not blocked one person through this whole live. I've muted a couple people that were very disrespectful. But that's it. I never blocked them. I think I have 4 people on my block list and maybe 2 people on my book of faces blocked ever.
Mine
Okay.
isn't very big either.
So with that being said, and I'm not saying you shouldn't block people. Okay. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is she blocked me on my accounts. She could, instead of what she's doing now and streaming the live and talking back and like acting like she's big and bad, she could have just easily unblocked me quickly, came into the live, requested a box to talk like a normal human being. Because we all did that. Us 3 did that with her all day today.
Yeah.
And
It's
and
been
then and then
all
when
day.
and then when she got out of the box, she could have blocked me again, and we could have been on our merry way. This could have been all done, or she could have just did what she said she was going to do earlier with all 3 of us and move on. But she didn't. She did none of these things. She created more scenarios, more lies, more falsifications. I and then it brings me back to the same situation. Now I'm wondering, who the hell is she? We got another Greg situation on our hands, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have AK make us a damn song on who the hell is Sheeta or whatever the hell his name is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
AK, I'm coming for you. We need a song because I don't. I'm trying to make a funny out of this for once. Like, come on. I'm out of the girl. Becca, I don't even know how old you are, but, and you don't have to tell me,
35.
but I'm almost 30. I'm almost 39. Like, I would not fathom to do any of this. Not even to my worst
Oh, me
enemy.
neither.
Like,
Me neither. I've gone through battles on here. Even one was with an ex that I met on TikTok, and he had like an account with like almost 100,000 followers, or he did have 100, something like that. But anyways, and I still stood toe to toe with him, and stuff like this never got like this ever. So you're gonna tell me that I can get in this whole feud with this guy I've been with for 2 years that's done a lot of bad things, and still nothing as bad as what she's putting out there ever happened?
right. And the other, what addressing the thing, what she kept saying, and she's screaming the top of her lungs over there all day, is that that for Allie, me, I have a secret, and she's going to tell my secret. Okay. So this is the secret, that I have a thing called rewatch. I died laughing. It was hysterical because most people on here know what rewatch is. Rewatch is owned by TikTok. It is TikTok, but it's
Right.
just like it's a sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a sister, you know? And you can opt out if you want. I told her in the messages, like, she's like, you could stream me all you want. I'm no longer on there. I opted out today. Well, it takes some time to get approved, maybe a day, maybe 8 hours. I don't know. I told her, my response back to her was, I'm not interested in watching her 10 people live that she's bashing individuals. And honestly, now that I know what I know, making up false accusations. And what she's doing to these families is not okay. And I'm sorry. I feel terrible. I don't care. It shouldn't matter what our feelings are on the Russo family. Period. The end. It should not matter where we stand. If we stand with the Russo family or if we don't stand with the Russo family, it should not matter. It's not okay to do what she's doing.
Right.
It's
And
not,
that's kind of where me and Ivana's like our gut feeling like something wasn't right. We're over here trying to be civil and adult, and she's turning around and undoing everything we just fixed and messaging people as like she's talking for all of us like they're not supposed to be around even after we told them we were all cool.
and
Like
telling them
and
you
it's
can't, don't
simple.
reach out to the family. Don't reach out
It's
to the family.
simple. You can scroll past something, and if you agree with it, like on it, comment on it. If you don't agree with it, you can scroll past it just like you do everything else you think is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, why are we sitting here going on each other's things, filling up the comment sections, arguing with each other when we can, and we were trying to make it so we could all go on panels and discuss and disagree in a respectful manner and discuss things in a respectful manner. Because in my opinion, when you tell two people there's two different sides to something, you've got your people who want Kinsey free and your people who don't, right? And even when you're doing that, can you really tell somebody they made a decision if you take the choice for them to sit on other people's panels away from them? Did I really get to make that decision, or did you make that decision for me by telling me I can't sit with anyone who thinks opposite of us?
And it's healthy to agree to disagree. And I know some people don't like that term, agree to disagree, but it's healthy. It's called healthy banter. And that's
Yeah.
what these lives are for. Okay. You can have a live that's very, a live in a chat that's very respectful. And we can communicate like this without any arguing or anything like that. I've had one like that not too long ago. And it was amazing. But not everybody's going to agree with your thought process and your beliefs, and that's okay. So welcome it. Welcome what they have to say. Yeah, because what's that? What that's creating animosity between each and every creator's life, and then from there every creator is literally bucking back at each other like I'm right or this is the way it should be, and then you got people in the chat, and the chat is the most important. I'm sorry, it's not just the people that are hosting lives and the people that are in the boxes. The chat's what keeps the lives going and strong. Without the chat, it's just a private conversation, really. It's not nothing.
Right, right.
So if you're, that's why they want you to engage with the chat. That's why they want you to rotate boxes, because everybody has an opinion. It's like assholes, we all have one. So
Yeah.
as long as it's healthy, as long as you're going to be respectful, do it. But
Yeah.
and I'm guilty of it too. Like, I've done things and said things that I'm not proud of, and raising my boys and everything I've been through, like, I hold myself accountable for my own actions and my words. And I will be quick. If I'm wrong, I'll say it. And if there's something I said or did that you don't like, tell me. I'm not a mind reader. I may or may not agree with you, but I will at least hear you out and listen. And if I did something wrong, I will own it. Like, I'm not proud of everything I've done in my life. I'm not proud of some things, but we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm first to tell you.
Yeah, I
But to
admit to
hold
mine too all the time. And I even tell people, if you can prove me I've screwed up, I will publicly apologize if that's what you need. I have no problem saying I've screwed up before, ever. And maybe chit-chatting about Sheda with Ivana maybe might have seemed shady to some people. But when you feel like you're not getting the truth from the person you're talking to, what are you supposed to do to find out the truth? Like, am I just
yeah.
supposed to sit there and blindly follow her and blindly say, yeah, I agree with all this stuff when I really don't?
They
Like, I
have been
know.
nothing but sweet. And Becca is she's like a little mini beast. I'm telling you, like, girl, you're amazing. And then Ivana is too, but she's more timid and shy, and she does wear her emotions on her sleeve. And honestly, it's not it is not an easily it's not an influenceable person. That's not it. What she is that people in her life have put her down and let her down from what she's told me.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want that. Her exact words, nobody loves me. Like when she called me, like it broke my heart. Like it's not okay. It's not okay that during her postpartum depression 5 years ago, that, and I had this too,
Yeah, I've had it.
that
I had it after my second.
somebody that she confided and said that she wanted to unalive herself during her pregnancy, and she didn't. She overcame it. It was a really hard battle, and then when she confided over the past month to this little small group, now it's being held against her, and and she's at a weak time because she's going through a lot of other things that are going on,
She
and
just
she
had
knows
surgery
that.
less than 2 weeks ago. Her appendix almost ruptured, and she went into the hospital. Her appendix had been ruptured for over 24 hours by the time she made it. And she was literally gray and throwing up blood because of how sick she was. And when we brought it up to Shetha, she just said, "Oh, I'm sorry." So not only that, her body is healing, like it's physically trying to heal itself. And she's trying to keep up with all this and be there for Shetha and be there for me. Like Ivana is one of the most giving women
Yeah.
I have ever met. Like she
And
will give the shirt off her back.
her husband works 12-hour days, 12-hour shifts, so he's gone during the day into the wee hours in the morning. She is a stay-at-home mom with two kids, a smaller kid and an older kid. Like I commend that. Like
And they
I
both have medical issues too. Her son's got asthma, and her daughter had a seizure that caused like pretty much forever brain trauma. And so she's
this poor
constantly going for her kids and her husband. And don't get me wrong, her and her husband had their rough patch or whatever, like everybody
just like
does.
everybody
But
else.
Shetha
Yeah.
is using that rough patch as like a door or a way to like use it as ammo against her. And I just, like I said, it's no different than me kind of telling her my husband unalived himself, and there was a situation where there was an accusation that was proven wrong. It was said wrong, whatever. And I told her that, of course, having that accusation out there created some problems for me. Like internally as a mother, like, okay, somebody's kid made this accusation, and it wasn't even the kid. We found out later it was the parents that said it. It was never the kid. And
We
that's what I said. I only told her a small portion of this, and now she's over there like, oh, did you know that Becca's, husband was a PD3O? Like, how are you going to say that? Because I gave you a little bit of information and said there were some accusations that were, proven wrong later. But it
and
caused some
I
confusion in me. It caused some
and
anger
we
in me.
have to stand up against this as a whole. Like I for the people that are in the back that aren't maybe fell asleep, or for the people that are in this live, we're counting on everyone here that was in here, that are in here, that left. It doesn't matter. Spread the word. It's not about bashing anybody, but this
No,
behavior is unacceptable. It doesn't matter who it's from or how it's put out there. It's unacceptable. We're done. I'm done with
I'm done. I'm so
the ban
done.
the banter back with creators. Like I'm done with it all. Like it's enough's enough. People's mental health are affected by this, mine including, and
Hmm.
and I'm holding myself accountable as well. Like, you know, I didn't see it until all of this, like even by clipping somebody else's live can have an effect on somebody's mental health. I'm not justifying anything
No,
that
no,
was
no.
said by somebody. What I'm saying is, un, if I don't agree with it or if I don't like it, it doesn't mean I have to. I mean, and there's my own
React to
reason.
it.
Yeah. And I'm
React
holding
to it.
myself. Yeah. Because we
Ugh.
don't know what somebody's going through at all.
No. Right.
But I thought for sure, I don't even know this girl for more than 12 or maybe what, 20, 48 hours probably tonight at dinner
Yeah.
time. And I've only known her for almost 48 hours, and I was already going to lose her. And there was nothing I can do. There was nothing I could do because she had nobody and nobody loved her. And all I could think about is me being in that position, and all I have is my children. And I felt that way before. And I just, it broke my heart. And we have to stand together. Enough's enough. If you are in a live and these things are going on and being said, you don't have to engage in it. You don't have to agree with it. And not engaging and not supporting those lives and those individual will stop them. Okay. Because if they have nobody supporting, big support for that type of behavior, then what are they doing? Right? Doesn't mean
Exactly.
that nobody's canceling anybody. Okay. We can't cancel people on this app. We can report them. But what does reporting do? Like maybe give them a slap on the wrist or get them off the app for maybe a couple of days, or they'll go on their backup. Okay. Big deal. It's
Right.
what they're going to make their mistakes. But if we're in there supporting it and spreading the false narrative, it's wrong.
I feel you there. I totally get what you're saying.
So, and again, I don't want the drama. It was not my intention. I tried to just you all day, let's just try to figure out a solution, and after that call tonight, I told him there's no other way around it. If
Yeah.
we don't stand up and explain this, because they were baiting us and demanding Ivana and Becca to
Get in
come
their
into their
life.
live tonight so they can, number one, bash them, make them cry, demoralize them, even more than what they've already done. They should be ashamed of themselves. They probably are over there right now, like, I'll be able to sleep just fine tonight. Well, you know what? Whatever higher power you believe in, if you do, isn't going to let you sleep comfortably tonight.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
taken stuff way too far. Way too far. It's, kids are getting involved, and I'm sorry, I do feel bad for Nay, and I did feel bad about that situation. I don't have to like Nay or even remotely agree with what she says, but at the end of the day, she felt like her and her husband and her children were under attack for not agreeing and not. First of all, in my opinion, you can't tell somebody what to put on or take off of their account. Okay, if TikTok kept it up, it didn't violate guidelines. You know what I mean? So for you to go tell somebody, I'm going to take away your freedom of speech and tell you can't post that, and then get mad because you get up the next day and they haven't immediately done what you demanded they did, then you're going to start making videos about them and having people message them. And when people message you to ask why you're being a
Right.
bully, you're not going to ask if you're talking to a child. You're just going to start running your
I just asked
mouth.
a simple question, like, what happened between this morning and this evening? Like, what did I miss? And
Mm-hmm.
that is what started her
Talking about
dislike for
you.
me.
Yeah.
And basically how dare I question her? And I felt that energy that she was coming back, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not questioning your motives.
Right.
I
You
am
were
not.
just
I am
trying to
now.
find out what happened.
Right. I
That's
am
it.
now but I wanted to know, like, what did I miss? Because I thought you guys had a truce this morning when we closed the live down, and I come, here we are,
She literally
and
said she respected Nay for getting up there and talking that night. She said, I totally respect that you got up here and talked to us nicely. But then
and
you turn
she,
around and start fighting with her less than 6 hours later. And I did speak with Nay, and she did make it very clear that Heather reached out first and started stuff with her the next morning. So it's like, you're going to sit here and tell a whole group of people, we got like 30 to 40 people on the live watching you say that it's squashed, and then less than 6 hours later, you're finding a reason to jump down Nay's throat. And then
which
pretty much
makes me believe that Nay was on to. That's what makes me believe Nay was on to something, and whether I can't prove that or not, but
yeah.
again, like, if she's going to go through all of these lengths
what makes you believe that she wouldn't do this? Because she literally had it out for those two. And there's another creator, Keezy, as well, that she has it out for. And again, what is your motive? Okay, you want them off the app, you're going to make them pay. Okay, but that's their opinion and that's their theories. That's what they. Why does it matter? If you're doing your part as a true advocate for victims' families, your trueness and your kindness and the things that are the right thing to do are always going to out trump, the bad, the evil, the all the bad things, so I don't, again, leads me to believe that there's so many things in my head that are running through and I didn't even know about her. Like when you guys were telling me last night about some of these things, I didn't believe you guys at first.
It sounds wild. That's why we
literally
also didn't want to talk about it because we're like,
well, and
how do you explain this to somebody?
They heard my hesitation too, guys. Like I was like, oh shit. Like I don't want
multiple times we're like, please God, don't go back and tell her.
And listen, this is why for Allie did not, I bit my tongue this morning and didn't get in her live and take a box the entire time while these girls were sleeping, because I promised that I would not do that because of the things that they confided in with me, and they were serious. And I'm like, but again, I'm an outsider looking in and I didn't know. But then the proof is in the pudding, and she definitely showed that damn pudding this morning, in the afternoon, into the evening.
Yep.
So, you guys have to make your own choices. There are, we've showed some things. There are going to be some things that are going to circulate.
I'm sure there are.
Going forward, my whole thing going forward, I want to continue true crime, but I'm also going to stand up and advocate for the true crime community. That we are not going. This is not okay. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree or whatever it is, but
like just treat each other like humans. Like we're still people.
We're not in competition, guys. Okay.
No.
It is, I enjoy going into somebody's live and getting in a box and chit chatting and getting to know people and going back and forth. And it sucks that it's just ripping this whole community apart. And it's not just the true crime community. It's almost every community right now is at each other's throats. If you've gone onto the messy talk, they're ripping each other's throats. Maybe that's an all the time thing. I don't know, but they're ripping each other's throats apart right now. Then the true crime community. And then you got the book club. I've heard about the book club. I've never been over there, but I heard that's wild behavior over there too. Like there's different communities in this and on the TikTok lives, and there's always something going on. And I'm just done. I'm done, and I'm not going to. I just want to do what I like to do. I want to talk about cases. I want to learn something.
Well, and that's my thing too. I don't feel like you can learn, and even though you may not agree with someone's perspective, they might have information that can teach you something more. You know what I mean? Like, how are you supposed to learn if you only let in like-minded people? You're going to just hear the same information over and over and over and over again. As to where when you get into a respectful debate with people, I will not take down the clip I put up of Nicole because that was accurate to what she did, and I didn't put anything false in that video. Barbie, if you're talking to me.
Are you talking, Barbie, to me? I will definitely consider it. Like I said, if you were listening earlier. But I would like to, now that I know more backstory that I didn't know at all. Again, like not that I didn't believe you, Becca, or
No, and it's fine. You didn't.
You guys know I was so hesitant last night. Like I was, number one, scared because I didn't want to get into a situation where like that wasn't my place or wasn't the truth, or I don't know. Although I had my own, weird gut feeling about this individual right off the rip, doesn't mean I'm right? So,
Yeah.
but I do challenge her though. Sheila, I challenge you. If you've got nothing to hide, then what's the big deal? Like, challenge you. Yeah,
Well,
of course, Barbie. I want to reach out to her respectfully as from me to her and have a private conversation. Or if she wants to do it on the live, like respectfully, of course, I want to do that because I think that we need to clear the air. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to agree. We could agree to disagree on cases all day long. But the only way this is going to stop is if we can all have that healthy, effective communication. Because
yeah.
at one point when, like, if you go back almost a year ago, we all were going on each other's lives, like the Rebecca Park case. Every single one of us would go to each other's lives, and even though we had difference of opinions, we all came together, and that was like harmonious. Like I don't even know. I would like that back.
Right,
I
and that's
would.
kind of what I've been aiming for the whole time. Like, I'm not saying anyone has to agree with me, but here's where my problem comes in with other creators. It's only when they're really disrespectful. You know what I mean? When you see them cursing people out, or you see them getting really extreme and they're yelling some very vulgar stuff, like that's a problem to me. And I think that it can be shown in a respectful way that you aren't okay with that behavior, and you can still like kind of like what we're doing with Shether right now. We're letting people know that this is a situation. We're not really being super disrespectful to Shether.
Yeah.
I don't feel like. I feel like
We've
we have
made a
only
vow to
said,
not come in here and be disrespectful or to show, a side of us that we don't want to portray. That's not who we want to be. But we also are not going to stand by and be bullied, blackmailed, lied upon,
have
and
people told that they're going to get unalived. And I'll tell you what, the only post I ever put up about True Crime Nicole was when they put up the thing where her boyfriend said about unaliving another creator. And then I included some of the really vicious attacks in my video. But I feel like all that was just kind of giving everyone information. Like, this is the type of person you're supporting if she's
yeah,
still continuing to do it. You know what I mean?
and that's where I think the chat is the most important. I don't know if you guys agree, but the chat in the live, the chat is what keeps there's a heartbeat of the live, in my opinion. Maybe not
Yeah.
yours, but I feel like it's the heartbeat. And if you have a good live going with a good chat, and it's a healthy banter, and mostly respectful, it you the people in the chat aren't going to be antagonizing. And because, no offense, guys, if you've been a hosted on the live and done something like this, you'll eventually notice very quickly that your chat can dictate how your live goes at times. Okay, so if you've got a healthy mixture and a healthy group going on and a discussion, the host and everything, that the panel and the switching is all going to try to stay on that healthy balance. But if you've got people in the chat that are saying this so and so, just like earlier, Sheila is streaming me right now and talking all this shit and still threatening to send all this stuff, and we didn't react and overreact, but those things do cause people to overreact. It causes people to get upset, tense up. There's a lot of different emotions that can happen. And if you've got that going on in your chat, it can sway a creator to go a different way in the live. And it's unfortunate.
And it's probably different than they ever intended when they first
And I'm
started.
not trying to blame you guys. I'm just saying that we all have to hold each other accountable. And I think that I truly believe it, because I've also had a crash out or two. I'm guilty of it too. But man, I see it more in Nicole's live than anything, man. And it's not everybody, and I don't really see it so much because I don't watch her like physically watch her while she's live. Like, it's always been after. But like during the Rebecca Park case, I was in her lives a lot. And if the chat got disrespectful towards her or was telling her information during her live that they know would get her the her high blood pressure or whatever, like get her upset, they did do that. And I'm sorry, but I also am a little feisty at times too. I'm just a little bit older. Okay, but I'm guilty of it too. So if I was 28 years old again, I would do things a lot differently. But if you guys would have known me at 28 years old, I can't say I would be exactly like Nicole, but I was a little mouthy little shit. Okay, so there's that. And you feed off of the, negative or positive, things going around. So keep that in mind. I'm going to do some reflecting as well. And I plan on reaching out to her, whether she welcomes it and communicates with me, that's on her. I'm not going to demand anything, but I think that the change needs to start with us. And yeah, let's make it happen. And if you don't want to make it happen, if you like this drama, for the love of anything, just go over to Messy Talk.
Go over to Messy Talk.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys.
They like that over there. I don't like to be a part of it,
I'm a normal female. I believe I'm a normal female, and I can honestly say that I do like drama. I feel like almost all women that I've ever interacted with love some sort of drama in there. But the way I look at it is I don't like drama in my own life. I like to watch drama like on the TV or like American Housewives or, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. So it kind of goes for the same philosophy here, right? So it's kind of like TV, but it's more live. So if that's the case, then go watch a live that's supposed to be messy, Get your intake, fill up your fuel tank, of drama and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but we got to stop. We've got to stop because something's going to happen to somebody. And I don't know about any of you guys, but if somebody unalived themselves or something happened to them that I told them and wished that upon them and made their lives miserable, I could not live with myself. I don't know about you. Maybe that's a question you guys need to honestly ask yourself that tonight before bed, because we need to do better.
No, and I agree. I can
Country needs
totally
to do better.
I can totally take a step back and look at myself too. I don't fully blame anyone, but like I said, at the end of the day, I wouldn't have even felt the need to reach out to other creators if I didn't feel like every time I tried to confront the main one that I wasn't being, lied to.
Right. And don't sit with people that dictate what you're going to do and who you're going to like and who you're going to talk to. If we stop that right now and create healthy boundaries for ourselves, for the people that we care, love about, or the case
Will you tell Ivana that they can't sue her for putting a picture of her up that she put up publicly already?
Yeah, no, they can't, honey. But you can sue them.
Or I think she's
I
talking
can
about
sue them.
I think
Becca
she's
can sue them. Yeah,
I think
what?
she's talking about the badonkadonk picture we put up earlier.
Oh no.
But even that, you can't prove it's her. Like, you can't do that. Like,
And it's not her, guys, okay? Everything she puts out there is AI. Okay? And whatever, that's her prerogative. We got another Gary situation on our hands. If that's the way she wants to be, then so be it. I am definitely, definitely going to work on that song for you, girl. It'll be coming up. Keep your ears, because I think it'll be cute.
well, and the thing is that group specifically, they really like to threaten to sue for everything. There is a thing called freedom of speech, and you have a freedom to report on stuff as well.
Right. And they did. They reported me. I got 3 restrictions. Okay. I got 3 restrictions. Whatever. I'll take my little slap on the wrist. But what they don't have is we have proof of them blackmailing us. Each one of
Yeah.
us. We have proof that they are they
Sending
sent the
unalive yourself
unalive.
stuff.
They're
Yeah.
harassing. They're doing criminal activity, and don't get it twisted. This is we are going to make a paper trail. This will be documented, and
Yeah.
whatever happens, whether it just be a document and you get talked to, because if it's documented, they're going to come talk to you. This is not okay. And
Can you see if you can look from the outside at this live? I'm having my daughter pull up the live just so I can see if, because Ivana went into it. Who are we justifying who they is? Vixen, who do you want us to clarify? Are we talking?
okay, so Sheila and at this point Jennifer, which is scratch and sniff. She's making fun of Nicole, scratch and sniff Nicole, true crime Nicole or whatever.
Not be anymore.
And then there was, I did truly like this morning when I was watching from the outside, Cupcake this morning and what she was saying. Yeah, no problem. I do want to say that Cupcake this morning said she did stand, up and say that she didn't know exactly what was said, and that by making accusations and like making up things in her head isn't going to help like get the full story. Well, she did get the full story from all of us, and she chose still the same route. But then tonight, Cupcake came in here and was being completely disrespectful.
Correct.
And to where I had to mute her. And I literally thought she was the only one this morning that was talking sense and educated, and not saying that she isn't, but we cannot be okay with this. And I'm not okay with it.
Right.
I will be reporting it, and I will be turning it all over.
Well, and the wild thing is, I came on here to support what was happening against Ivana. And I came here to be supportive, and even that made me a target. Like, you can't even support or protect your friends without becoming a target. In, like, the worst ways, too. It's not
Right.
like some little stuff she's saying. Like, it's
Like, I
big
didn't even
stuff.
know you two for more than like 2 days, and I stuck to what I said. I kept my word. It was the
Yeah, I
hardest
know.
morning I had, man. I'm biting my tongue.
Yeah, I know.
But
And we do appreciate it, because it's scary to come out and say stuff, because then, like, you see what happens when you do.
Oh yeah, I do.
Like, had I reached out to the wrong person and that got back to her, it could have been worse way before we could even try to get ahead of it.
Right. Well, and I could have because of what had happened previously. Like, I could have
Right.
turned and ran with that, and been looked like the savior on her side, but that's not who I am. That is not who I am at all.
Ivana wants you to know she appreciates you truly. She really does.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah, she really does.
appreciate
Because
that.
we knew you were sticking your neck out, and we knew that it was a risk on your part too. Like, we weren't blind to that, but we also were like at a loss of, like, we've got to talk to somebody else to see if they understand what we're trying to say and show them, like, the struggles we're having.
And that's normal, guys. Like, us as, like, I can't even just say creators, women, like, we want to have other women companions as friends. Like, I would hope that a lot of us do. Like, I do. It's not easy to come by, especially on this app, to find let alone a small group, or and I said this last night, like, I don't do well in group chats because I can't keep up. I'm ADHD, and I've been off my meds for a little over 3 years now, and I'll be busy doing something, and then all of a sudden 6 hours goes by and there's 100+ messages in the group chat. That overwhelms me immediately, and I won't even go through it.
I'm the same way. I do the same thing.
So people take offense to that as well. Like I'm an asshole. I just don't do well. Like I don't want to let nobody down either. So I do enough letting myself down than to let anybody else down. So that's the group thing. It's just we need to, as women, also uplift each other. If somebody's on a live and you're scrolling through and you see this badass creator that has an awesome shirt and you love it, and you feel like you want to say something, say it. Like it's okay to compliment somebody and not be a weirdo. Like, come on.
Exactly. And isn't that why we share it, is so we can like show people stuff and they can be like, "Ooh, I like that idea. I can try that. I'm going to tell them, I
Right.
appreciate
Spread
you
love, not
showing me
hate.
this." Yeah. I don't know. Absolutely wild to me that we're all sitting here, we're all supposed to be on the same side, and that's the side of what's right. Genuinely. And then as far as personal opinions, that doesn't go to say if someone's right or wrong, because at the end of the day, in all of the true crime cases, nobody really knows what happened except for the people that were there. In all of them.
Right.
And that's what detectives have to do. They have to weigh, well, could this have happened? Could this have happened? And if so, we have to be able to prove it.
And believe it or not, this true crime community, all of them, we're damn good. Every single one of us. Even true crime Nicole, she's damn good. All of us. We all have our special niches. We all have our different ways to do things. And like thinking about it, going back, if we just all could put aside like all that the bull crap, do you know how much we could accomplish?
Yeah, and that's what I'm
How
saying.
much?
That's what I'm saying. Even if you don't get along, say we don't get along with someone on the Sharilla case, but a different case comes out and they're saying stuff that we do agree with. So now we just dislike them and we don't like what they are saying right in a new case. Like that's how we're supposed to treat each other, even though, you know what, I don't feel like this is right in this case, but I do in this case. But if somebody catches me over there, they're going to think that I'm a two-faced because of that other case, and it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to sit wherever you need to sit to learn what you need to learn, and everybody learns different.
Right. And
Some
not
of
like
us have
making
to
fun of
hear
people.
every option before we can make a decision.
Yep.
And I've seen that a lot in this Sharilla case specifically, where people are like, "Oh, so and so hangs out with so and so, block them," and they don't even give them a chance. Like, what if I'm
Right.
about to say something that could really help you guys, even if
What
you don't
about
think it could?
like the new case that's going on in Ohio with the 16 children?
Oh my
I
God,
mean,
that stuff is
this
wild.
is we're on to the next thing that's just as bad, where some creators are pissed off that these creators let Joey on their panel and vice versa.
Right.
Like, I think everybody has a right to tell their side, but I also don't think that just because you have an opinion doesn't make it right. Like we all have to, we really all have to, and nobody should be threatening anybody's life. That video that was made to Chef and Heather was wild. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I just think at the end of the day, people want it to go their way so bad that they're willing to do just about anything to prove that they're right and they have the most information and they're the most knowledgeable and nobody else could possibly be right. And that kind of type of mindset is what closes people off from even building healthy relationships, let alone be able to have an adult debate with strangers.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't have that closed off mindset that my way is the only way. I mean, I've been through all kinds of different things learning about religion my whole life. At one point, I probably would have said I was a Baptist. I think for a short period of time when I was going through struggles as a teenager, I believed I was an atheist. There was a time where I believed I was just a basic Christian. And then there was this moment where I realized I really do learn and take a lot from all sides. And I'm actually an omnist, which, if you don't know what an omnist is, they believe and they connect with different parts of all beliefs and religions. And they can see the truth in all beliefs and religions and how they all could be right in their own way. And so I don't really stand on any one religion, but I do believe there's a higher power and that all of them have certain aspects of religion right, and all of them also have parts where they're wrong. And so, you know, it took a lot of back and forth, and, well, this is what I think my religion is. This is what I think. And you have to sit and learn until you really know who you are and what you believe. And you can't do that if you're only given one option, one view to look at it. And that's all I was trying to do in all of this. And I kind of felt like I was getting looked at by other creators like, oh, she must be being two-faced because she followed Nay, or she did this, or she
Or
did
you're
that.
scared of the backlash. Honestly, like I get it. Like that was they're these two's biggest
And what we
issue.
feared is what's happening, you know?
And I
It's
literally,
exactly what's happening.
at first, I was like, you guys shouldn't do anything. Like, I'm thinking, you know, going back and what I went through, and I'm like, don't do it. And it got to a point it had to, because it wouldn't have stopped. It's not going to stop, but I hope it does. But these people are going to cancel their own selves. They're going to make their own selves irrelevant, not us. Nobody.
I don't know. It's really sad because I can see good in most people, and I think it can be a flaw sometimes when you see the good in everybody, because that's where it gets you in trouble. Like, you don't want to believe that people wouldn't do what you wouldn't do, you know? But
Yeah,
it's
I think
it's
over
just
the
not
years,
a fact. It's just not a fact.
I used to, I'm growing up my whole life. I've never been like a follower. I've always been a leader type. I don't like to claim that, but the past probably 9 years, I've lost my backbone, and recently I'm starting to stand up for myself and, you know, say if it's wrong, it's wrong, and it's not always gone the way that I thought it would, and you know, just because it's the truth that I'm portraying doesn't mean that other people are going to hear me or listen to me or believe me. And
Well, the key word is your truth. So we all have a different truth, and we all have a different perspective. And it might not be that any of us are right or wrong. It's just the way we're all perceiving it differently too. Like, you can look at a fact and look at how I present a fact, and then just for example, and this isn't a stab, but look at how Nay presents a fact. Like, I find one document, I stick to that one document, and I perceive it as, well, this must definitely mean she's guilty. But Nay can take one document and find three more that kind of maybe connect to it. And I'm not saying it's right, but her perspective is, but this also could have happened. And it's not that she's wrong. It's not that it could never happen. It just, you know, it's not something we can see because our perception doesn't see that situation that way. It doesn't necessarily mean anybody's wrong.
Just because you hang out and you associate with one group, and certain people don't like somebody from another group, that's not your opinion. Like, we need to start making our choices ourselves. Like, you know, going in and bullying and other people is just wild. And stop with the kids thing. Like, I don't care if you're, you know, my boys are of age now, but they're still my kids. Like, and vice versa. Like, you raise them, you know, they're always going to be your kid at heart. Like, we just need to stop this. And that goes for me. Like, I need to hold myself accountable as well. So the change stops with us, and you're either for it or you're not. And I truly hope that we challenge ourselves tonight. I am going to cut this and go to bed because I'm exhausted.
I feel you, girl. It has been a long day.
Yeah, we haven't slept much. So, but I do want to say I challenge every single person tonight before they go to bed. Ask yourself, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to make it? Do I want to make a change? Do I want to make an impact? Like, do I want to be part of something that's greater than me? Do I want all the things? Like, you
Yeah.
you don't have to go along with what anybody else is doing. You are allowed to have an opinion. You are allowed to go over to Sheetha's live and do whatever you want. Okay, that is your right. But
Yeah.
if you engage in that type of behavior and you spread the false narrative and you create havoc, you are not the solution, you are the problem.
Yeah.
And then we're right back to square one. So, because I know that I'm exhausted from all this, everything.
Well, and I was exhausted before even the fighting within my own group happened. Like, I started slowly, like, taking myself out of the private chats after we got out of true crime chats. And then I slowly stopped going to certain true crime chats because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like just a endless vicious circle of, well, so and so said, and so and so said. Who cares? Post what you feel. And if people agree with you, they'll talk to you about it. If they disagree with you and they're disrespectful, block them or take their message off. If they disagree and they're respectful, leave the dang message there and let people
Right.
debate it.
And listen,
Like, what's the
if you're in a
deal?
live and somebody comes in or is in the chat and is saying so and so is streaming you and talking about this, it's totally up to the host and the panel to react to that.
Yeah.
Going forward, I'm definitely not going to. I will just mute you. Like I'm not going to entertain it. I don't care if I'm on my live. I don't care what anybody else is doing. If you want to co-host with somebody, do it. We need to support each other.
Yeah. We are all human at the end of the day. I don't care what anybody says. And, we might not know how somebody was, raised, and maybe they were raised where it was okay to speak to people a certain way. And I'm not excusing it in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying we can choose as adults to just not interact with them at all. If somebody comes in my live and is like, oh, so and so is in their live talking about you, I have not once gone into Shada's live when they said that, even when she was talking about my husband. And the reason is because what good does that do? They want me in their live, right? That's what they're trying to do, right? By sending someone to say so and so's talking about you.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, she blocked me on my main and my backup. She had every opportunity to unblock me, come in, take a box, and talk like a decent human being and talk this out. But instead, she chose to stream the live, which I knew she was going to do. I pretty much knew.
Yeah.
And and talk such mad stuff and stand 10 toes down. Stop with that. Like, literally.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's judgmental. What if there's people out there that only have 9 toes, yo? That's just wrong. It's wrong. I mean,
It's just wrong.
9 toes matter too, okay? So anyways, please challenge yourself tonight. Please let's make the change. Share it with people. It's okay if people don't want to do that, but let's change. Let's make the change. What are we doing for the younger generation to come? What are we showing them? By God, I'm just gonna say this, like, I'm petrified, okay? Like, when I get old and the generation that's supposed to take care of us had to grow up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we don't make that change and show common courtesy and respect and love and decency and bring back, you can agree to disagree, then who's going to be wiping your ass when you need it? Because I mean, I don't see, you got to have somebody that loves and cares for that profession and the older generation to do that job.
And it's going to be the generation after us that's doing it. So if we're teaching them the wrong way, then I see what you're saying.
Right. Like, we're not, and that's, I'm just as guilty. Like, I'm just saying We got to do something different.
Yeah,
I
I
want a
agree.
better life. I don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't want it to be like this.
No, I
And I
don't
don't
think
want
this
to.
would be
I don't
it.
want to consume myself anymore with this nonsense. So yeah. So I hope you
Yeah,
guys have a good night. We will see you sometime. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I might even just take a day. A
I might
breather.
too. I might have to take one. I'm telling
Like
you,
a
man.
decompression. Like. Oh.
Yeah, I need to do all the things I love. Watch a show that makes me laugh real good, listen to my favorite tunes,
Mhm.
maybe go for a drive.
Hang out with your kids or your
Yeah,
friends or your family that you love. Like, let's remember that yes, we care about people on this app, but we have people in real life too that we care about and are just as
absolutely.
important. And we all know, go outside, touch some grass, go across the lake, go get in the pool.
Right.
The damn app will still be here, okay?
Yeah,
And
it's
if
not going nowhere.
we're all doing our part, then the drama won't be there going on in the background and we're missing everything because we don't give a shit about the drama. We're here to do true crime. So, all
Exactly.
right. Deuces, have a good night. Talk to you
Thank
guys
you
later.
again, Allie. Bye.
You're welcome.